Bases tell the story for this important NFC East battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys with a win would clinch the NFC East championship for the third straight year. Meanwhile, the Eagles are fighting for their playoff lives. They have lost 3 in a row. Hello again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen. And Matt, the Philadelphia Eagles story always seems to come down to one man no matter how you slice it, and that's their quarterback, Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, and Cunningham again is the key, but you know he needs help. Now they have lived with his big plays, but as of late, that offensive line has been playing terrible. Madden said it last week, they're out of sync, and it's true, they are. What they really are is lacking confidence. And I think what Terry Bradshaw said in the pregame is very true. They've got to come out and establish something early to gain that confidence back. They don't have to score. They just have to have some consistent drives and get that confidence back up offensively.
Cowboys have had 10 days after their big win in the second half over Green Bay. Rodney Peters, their quarterback today, and Troy Aikman is going to suit up as an emergency. Does it really matter who quarterbacks the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think it makes a difference because the philosophy of the passing game is built around Troy Aikman's strong arm. And when you don't have that strong arm, you go back to what you do have, and that's Emmitt Smith, the big offensive line and the defense, and then take advantage of those receivers' height advantage in the passing game.
Should be a good one. We'll be back with the opening kickoff right after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
There are a lot of
toss, and Chris Boniol will be kicking off for the Cowboys. Vaughn Hebron and Herschel Walker are deep for the Eagles, and it's heading over to Hebron. Hebron is tripped up just beyond the 20-yard line. 15-yard return. Randall Cunningham has not thrown a touchdown pass in that 3-game losing streak. Those are his numbers thus far. And the offensive line has to play a lot better with Williams, Davis, Alexander, Holmes, and Broderick Thompson. The power backs, Walker and Joseph, Williams and Barnett, 2 tough receivers, and Maurice Johnson starts at tight end. Mark Bavaro with a turf toe is inactive today. First down from the 21-yard line as Barnett goes in motion. And the give up the middle to Walker. Walker with a 91-yard touchdown run last week against Atlanta, picks up 5. Defensively for the #1 unit in the NFL, Charles Haley, one to watch today with Lett, Maryland, and Tolbert up front. Darren Smith, Robert Jones having a terrific year, and Dixon Edwards, speedy linebackers. Brown, Washington, Woodson, and Smith in the secondary. Second down and 5. This time Joseph, the move man, and Cunningham with his first pass, incomplete, intended for Barnett. And that'll bring up third down.
Well, we talked about them getting their confidence early. Randall Cunningham right now does not have his confidence. And you could watch it on the tape, you could see it develop, and where it really stems from is from his offensive line. And when the offensive line starts to break down, Cunningham has a tendency to start looking first at the rush instead of the coverage, and then that starts to get him in trouble.
The Eagles have been held scoreless in the first quarter the last 6 games. Third down and 5 from the 26. Cunningham with a pass up the middle to Joseph. Underneath, Joseph makes the catch and may have a first down. It'll be close. Dixon Edwards, one of the linebackers defending, and it is an Eagle first down.
Yeah, and you can't emphasize enough right now how important that play was. Because usually big plays in a game are at the end of the game when you say, well, this is the biggest situation, they got to get the first. But right now with this Eagle team, as fragile as that confidence has been, that play was huge because they've proved to themselves we can do it early. And once you establish that early, you can carry it through the rest of the game.
Rich Kotite has been low-key this week with all of the rumors swirling about him. First and 10 now on the 33. And we'll have a whistle. Penalty marker is down at the 40, and it may be a false start against the Eagles. 5-yard penalty.
They ran out of time.
Prior to the snap, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Yeah, what happened was Cunningham came up to the line of scrimmage and wanted an audible out of it. and he turned over to the left to talk to Joseph. Joseph didn't get it, and in that interim, the time ran down.
The Eagles lead the NFL in most delay of game penalties. In fact, next to the Raiders, they're the most penalized team overall in the National Football League.
It's not something that anybody in the coaching staff has been able to figure out. In fact, they've been miffed all year with it.
So now it's 1st and 15. Play action, and Cunningham is sacked by Charles Haley. And Haley is going to have to be kept out by the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, and a rookie has that responsibility.
Well, you got number 94, Charles Haley, who's, in my opinion, having the best year of his career. And you're going to single block him with a rookie. And anytime you do that with Charles Haley, you do two things. First of all, you work right into his hands physically. And then in this league, I think Charles Haley is probably the smartest one of the smartest defensive players that I've seen.
8.5 sacks for Haley and a 7-yard loss. 2nd down and 22. Pressure again on Cunningham. He gets it out to Walker. Gets by one defender, gives ground, and is dropped. Again, it's the linebackers led by Dixon Edwards. And a loss of 2 yards. So if you wonder why the Eagles have not been able to mount a rushing attack, they have been in 1st and 2nd and long in the last several weeks.
Well, and I think you hit the point just 2 downs ago, and that was the penalty. I mean, you cannot start 1st and long. They did it the last 4 weeks. They've won 3 of them. They're starting off today the same way.
So the Eagles have gone backward. Jim Jeffcoat and Chad Hennings have come in for pass rushing purposes. 3rd down and 25. Cunningham going deep, and the pass intended for Victor Bailey is incomplete. He was defended on the sideline by Larry Brown and Brock Marion, and now Philadelphia will have to kick.
So all that talk about the early confidence and that big 3rd down, and it worked to their advantage, and in one penalty, it wiped all that stuff out.
It was a delay of the game call, so Brian Barker will kick, and Kevin Williams, a big threat, returned the kickoff to start the second half. 87 yards against the Packers. Beautiful kick by Barker, and a fair catch called for by Williams at the 36. So the Eagles have had a chance, and now the Dallas Cowboys take over when we return to Veterans Stadium.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Hertz. For business, for pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz. By Digital. And by Heineken, the #1 selling imported beer. Heineken, just being the best is enough.
Back here at Veterans Stadium, and this is the toughest Eagle ticket in the last 5 years. Sellout crowd. People had to be turned away. Cowboys in town, and they go on offense. 1st down on their 37. Darrell Johnston, the fullback, goes in motion. Rodney Peete will throw on 1st down. Out of the backfield is Emmitt Smith. And Smith very close to the 1st down, dropped by Bill Romanowski. Rodney Peete, who has seen action in 4 games this year, but making his first start of the season. Despite the bruised thumb, up front, Mark Tuanay, Nate Newton, Mark Stepnoski, Derek Kennard, and Larry Allen, the rookie who has played well. Smith has Johnston, Harper and Irvin the wide receivers, and Jay Novacek is the tight end. 2nd down and 1. And Moose, Darrell Johnston, dives forward for the 1st down. And close to midfield. The Eagles defensively, and they've made a change in their defensive line. Bert Grossman starts in place of Greg Townsend. William Perry, Andy Harmon is having a fine year, and William Fuller make up the rest. Bill Romanowski, Britt Hager, and William Thomas are the linebackers. Eric Allen and Mark McMillan are the cornerbacks, and Greg Jackson and Michael Zordich the safeties. 1st down for the Cowboys on their 48. Peete will give it to Emmitt Smith, who stumbled and picks up maybe a yard. Smith has gained 100 yards or more 5 straight times against the Eagles.
Yeah, and it'll be another day for Emmitt Smith, because this man, Rodney Peete, knows what this offense is all about. He knows right now that he's got to be patient. He doesn't have to win it by himself. He's got a lot of horses around him. He just has to saddle up Emmitt Smith, hand him the ball, and then use the guys outside. We talked about it early. Throw the ball up like Jason Garrett did, and they'll be fine.
17 touchdowns for Emmitt Smith, who's also rushed more than any back in the league. Second down, Emmitt Smith off left tackle, and a fine defensive play made inside by Fuller, and a gain of only 1. There is Troy Aikman, who would be the emergency quarterback today, has the sprained knee, and the Cowboys expect him back next week against the Browns.
Now this Philadelphia Eagle defense has this offense of the Cowboys right where they wanted to have them, 3rd and long. This is where they feel they can best be effective because they'll put all the pressure now on Rodney Peake's shoulders.
Harper and Irvin are split to the right on 3rd and 9. Peake gets some pressure. His pass is tipped incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
Britt Hager got his hands up right there. Knocked that thing down. Now, I think this is a perfect example of what Rodney Peake's going to try to do. He's not going to try to work the outside. He's going to try to work back underneath to see Hager coming. And all he's doing is shadowing inside with Emmitt Smith. Going to try to throw to the underneath stuff and let the people who can run with the ball do their job.
John Jett, leading the NFC with most kicks inside the 20, will be kicking to Jeff Seidner. And a whistle before the play and a penalty marker down. Our referee today is Larry Nemmers. He will give us the explanation.
False start, 31 offense prior to the snap.
You saw
5
Brock
yards,
Marion.
still 4.
Now he's one of the bullets outside, and he's anticipating as well as the DBs are. Did you see that one little move, and those DBs on the corner then they just jumped right on it. It's a game of action and reaction.
Brock Marion lined up to the top of your picture. Jett will kick from his 30 now. Good high kick. Seidner. Penalty flag down. Jeff Seidner is tackled by Darren Woodson after a good return, but a marker is down at the point. Seidner caught the punt.
And that's going to come back against the Eagles, an illegal block. Again, 2 things positive happen, 2 negatives have been that thing right there, that yellow flag.
Illegal block in the back. 23 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
That's Derek Frazier, guilty of the illegal block, so the Philadelphia Eagles will be starting again deep in their own territory.
Derek Frazier, 23, right there on Kenneth Gant. And at the end, Frazier will put his hands up to push, and I can see where the official would see that it looks like a push, but watch it from this angle. His hands barely even touch him on the rear right there. Gant had already gone into tackle mode, and so it's a poor call.
Eagles will start from their 6-yard line. The handoff is to Herschel Walker. The Eagles were backed up to their own 18 when they had to kick on their first possession. And Walker picks up 4 yards. Tony Tolbert on the tackle.
You notice a little bit in this running game, it's more Herschel Walker. And in talking to the Eagles staff, I think a bulb went on in their head somewhere and says, hey, you know, the guy, he ran for 98 yards on 3 carries. That's almost 33 yards a carry. Maybe we should hand him the ball a little bit more.
Or get him the ball as a receiver. He hasn't done badly that way either. 2nd down and 6. And the inside handoff is to James Joseph. And Joseph, you can see the Eagles running up the middle against the Cowboys in the early going. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Dick, the Redskins know they'll need some defensive help in their efforts against the Tampa Bay Bucks. They got it. Craig Erickson pass picked off by Andre Collins. Hey, folks, this is his 4th pick of the season. 2nd, he's returned for a touchdown. And Terry, look, he gets a little distance between him and Courtney Hawkins. He finds pay dirt. Skins on top, 7-0. Back to Dick.
Boy, those Penn State guys, they keep showing up everywhere.
Reminded me of you. Here's a fake end around and the pass to James Joseph, who is ridden out of bounds. So A bit of tomfoolery attempted by the Eagles, which did not fool the Cowboys at all, and it'll be 4th down, and Philadelphia will have to kick. Dixon Edwards and Robert Jones.
That was tomfoolishness because the receiver never got the necessary yardage. If you're going to run that play, you better make sure you get beyond the sticks and make the catch then.
Kevin Williams goes back deep, and he should give the Cowboys good field position because Brian Barker will be kicking from inside his 5. Gets off another good kick. Williams will return this one, and he just gets over into Eagle territory before he's hit by Mark Woodard. Good play by Woodard after a 43-yard punt by Brian Barker. This is Barry Switzer, Dallas head coach, first visit to Veterans Stadium. He has made a trip to Philadelphia in the past, and that was when he hitched a ride to Franklin Field to watch track and field back in 1961 when he was stationed in Aberdeen, Maryland. Big track fan, as he told us yesterday.
Yeah, looking at this offense and those wide receivers with the speed, it's easy to see that he's a big fan of this team, too.
First down on the Eagle 49. Rodney Peete out of the backfield to Darrell Johnston, and Michael Zordich will run him out of bounds after a good gain on first down, a pickup of 7. The 3 divisional winners, of course, will advance to the playoffs. Dallas, Minnesota, and San Francisco. Then come the rest, and Philly's right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and I think at this time of the year, you see all these numbers and the 6 and 6 and 5 and 7s and all that stuff. And I think the best thing to do if you're the team is forget it and just take what you have at hand and do it. Just go ahead and play the game and don't worry about anything else. I think when you think about those other teams, you get yourself in trouble.
Second down and 3 on the Eagle 42. Here's Emmitt Smith trying to go outside. He's got the first down. A burst of speed for Emmitt Smith as he gets inside the 30 and a gain of 14 yards before Britt Hager and Eric Allen bring him down.
Yeah, I want you to watch this right now. See this 1, 2, 3. 11 minus 3 means there's 8 men up here. They're daring the Cowboys to run that 8-man front. So Smith will go inside and then bounce it back outside. No contain right here. Nice block by Novacek, sealing inside on Jackson. You know, the thing with the Cowboys, if you try to defend them in the power running game, Smith is good enough to break it back outside.
Cowboys on the Eagle 28. Rodney Peete going for Michael Irvin. And it's out of bounds. Mark McMillan covering on the play.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're looking for. That man-to-man with this man McMillan versus Irvin. Now you can see the difference in the height right there. And McMillan will play off, and then he'll try to burst to the ball. But notice where the ball is going to be. It's going to be high and outside. And anytime they throw that ball up, it's a distinct advantage for Irvin.
McMillan is only 5'7". Irvin is 6'2". He can jump. And Harper is 6'3", and he was a high jumper. And we saw what he did Thanksgiving Day against Terrell Buckley. Here is Emmitt Smith with Darrell Johnston with a good block.
Nice
Smith
job.
has another first down for the Cowboys. Close to the 15. He picked up 11.
It's funny, they walked right into that side, too, and Darrell Johnston just makes a key block on the safety walking up. You're going to see 47 come into your screen to the left, right on this side, right over here. Now watch the block. Back inside. He's trying to contain it to try to make the help come from inside. The help never shows up. And then nice job on the other end by Eric Allen of cat and mousing to be able to slow him down and making the tackle.
The Eagles have brought in Vaughn Johnson, who was activated for the first time. Former Saints linebacker in there now on first down. Emmitt Smith looking for room. Nothing there, and a loss on the play. Fuller was the first man there, and Vaughn Johnson also in on the play. Vaughn Johnson was signed when Byron Evans went down with a broken leg. Hager took his spot at middle linebacker, but Vaughn Johnson will play a lot today on goal line as well.
Well, because that's a big man. You remember Vaughn Johnson was the guy who got bit by the spider on his quad, and then it got an infection, lasted for a long time. But I think he's got a little bit more swelling all over that body. Looks like he got a couple spider bites. He's about 270 right now.
I didn't know they swelled that much.
Neither did I.
Second down and 12. Peete has a lot of time, and he goes underneath to Michael Irvin. Flag is down, and Irvin goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
That will be a touchdown because Vaughn Johnson is going to get called for holding on Novacek underneath.
And it is, as Rodney Peete indicates. You're right on it.
Holding. Defense number 52. Penalty is refused. Touchdown.
And the Dallas Cowboys have scored first here with 4:06 remaining in the first quarter.
And what they're going to do is they're going to drag him across underneath. They're going to clear out everybody and just let Michael Irvin run through. You see the zone behind me try to match up Novacek, and that's where the hold came from, and then it's just too late.
6th touchdown catch of the year for Michael Irvin. And Rodney Peete with TD toss number 4. Chris Bonio on to add the extra point. And the kick is perfect. And the Dallas Cowboys have taken a 7-0 lead. They've had the advantage of good field position. And Rodney Peete with his 4th touchdown toss of the year.
Aikman. And those people in Washington definitely believe in capital punishment. And even when things are going good, I remember there are still giants in New York. Do I think winning another Super Bowl is going to be easy? Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel. We'll take you.
And their drive in Philadelphia territory. 6 plays, 49 yards. Which will take a lot of pressure off of Rodney Peete with a 7-point lead. But a lot of pressure on the shoulders of the Eagles now.
And more pressure on that Eagle defense because the offense has sputtered so much. They're on the field more and more. And at this time of the year, when you get tired, you can't have that.
Chris Bonio will be kicking off. Walker and Hebron are back deep. It's going to be Vaughn Hebron at the 8-yard line. And Hebron doesn't get far. Good coverage by the Dallas Cowboys special teams, led by Clayton Holmes.
Well, they signed Vaughn Johnson, and I think this is where your mistake occurs because you're going to watch the Eagle play zone all the way across. Romanowski will come back outside, and he's going to have to run through the zone because they have their 3 back up top. And now they're going to get a jam, and here's the hold right there. And when he does that, see, it clears this whole quadrant right out. And that will open this all the way to the end. Now Johnson will get the jam. And it's an anemic hold, but one they called.
Eagles starting from their 26-yard line, trailing 7-0. Cunningham going deep down the sideline to Walker, and he was covered by Dixon Edwards downfield.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you can't do to this Dallas Cowboy defense. You're not going to try to beat it with speed. And certainly these 3 linebackers embody what this Dallas defense is all about. I mean, Smith, Edwards, and Robert Jones inside. These guys can flat out fly. That's why when teams try to attack them, they try to attack inside instead of out because they'll run you down.
Seems to be the only way. 2nd down and 10. On the draw play, James Joseph off the right side. And he gets up to the 30-yard line. Dixon Edwards again on the play and a pickup of 4 yards for the Eagles. The last time they scored any points in the first quarter was against the Dallas Cowboys 7 weeks ago on the touchdown pass to Herschel Walker.
And the last time they scored on a touchdown pass at all was right here against the Cardinals the first time on that tip ball to Freddie Barnett. Things have just not gone well for this team.
3rd down and 6. Cunningham out of the shotgun. Randall's getting a rush, and he's going to run for it. And he should have enough for the first down right at the sticks. Bill Bates in there on the stop.
Well, he had to take off and run again because old 94 is schooling the rookie outside. This time he just goes with speed to the top. And then Cunningham feels that and goes right back inside. And you can see how Cunningham looked right back down to that offensive line. See where the rush is coming from. And once he feels it, he just takes off and runs.
Butch Davis, defensive coordinator, said we want Randall Cunningham to execute, not to run. James Joseph on a quick opener. Holds onto the ball and gets good yardage on first down. Picked up 9.
Some nice blocks inside there that time by the Eagle offensive line, working against that defensive front of the Cowboys. Now what this Eagle offensive line needs, particularly on that right side, Roderick Thompson's been struggling. He's been struggling in the passing game. and he's really out of sync. We had to talk about it the other day, and in fact, at one point he said, "What the heck am I doing?" And I think any time when a guy starts questioning himself, you know, that's not a good sign.
Especially asking you.
Yeah, exactly.
Second down and 1.
Yeah, but watching him block right there, I think he figured it out.
I think you helped him a little bit too. James Joseph with the first down after picking up 4 yards.
Yeah, this is what this Eagle offensive line and Broderick Thompson, watching 76, has to do. You know, you just got to get his big old body on people and then just keep on driving. And at one point, I think you just got to get mean. And then I think, you know, it's almost to the point of fighting. Just right under that level, and you just got to take it real personal.
For the Eagles, it may be about aggressiveness after all. First down in midfield. Herschel Walker. Good hard running inside by the former Cowboy. He gets 6 yards. Darren Woodson making the tackle.
Getting him. Herschel a little bit ticked there, getting up and pushing and shoving.
What great speed this man has shown. I mean, he has a 91-yard touchdown run. He has caught a pass this year for 93 yards and didn't score, and he's hard to catch once he gets in the open field.
You know, more than the speed, the guy is just a total package. We said it before. Herschel Walker is the most versatile player in the National Football League.
Second down and 4. James Joseph gets inside the 40-yard line, and another Eagles first down.
And they're running right at the Cowboys. And that's what they figured they had to do. And when the Cowboys get in trouble, that's what happens. Watch this offensive line come off. And watch the nice blocking down inside. You can see all it is just a quick trap with Antone Davis on the middle linebacker. Actually, a pretty good job by Robert Jones. He needed to step up a little bit more to fill that hole right where it started.
We may get one more playoff before the end of the quarter. First down on the 39 of the Cowboys. Here is Herschel Walker out of the backfield. And Walker gets 8 or 9 yards before James Washington drives him out of bounds. And that is the end of the first quarter here at Veterans Stadium with the score. The Dallas Cowboys 7 and the Philadelphia Eagles 0. Welcome back to Philadelphia. Along with Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton. Butch Davis, the defensive coordinator on the right. Jim Eddy, who's with him. Davis has done a terrific job with this Dallas Cowboys defense. Twice as many sacks as a year ago at this time. Second down and 2 for the Eagles as we start the second quarter. Walker trying to cut inside, carries a couple of defenders and may have the first down. Charles Haley was there on the play. Well, they were just a couple of kids from the streets until they stepped into the ring, and now to stay on top, they'll have to sacrifice everything, even their friendship. Don't miss the world broadcast premiere of Gladiator Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Parental discretion is advised. First down for the Eagles. They're driving on the Cowboy 28. James Joseph finds an opening up the middle. Flag is down, and we may have a hold. James Washington made the tackle after presumably a gain of 13. But it'll be brought back. Another critical holding penalty against the Eagles as they continue, Matt, to self-destruct.
They're just not good in
Holding,
prosperity.
Offense, number 87. 10 yards, repeat first down.
Reese Johnson, they caught him on the hold, and everybody just blocked down, and they just blew that thing right up the middle. 34th holding penalty.
We already told you they lead the league in delay of the game penalties, and now they are tops in holding penalties as well.
That just killed. That's a 23-yard penalty. I mean, they picked up, what, 13 yards, and they're going back 10. 23 yards worth of penalty, and that's a tough one to overcome. Now you end up 1st and 20.
And they're back to the 38-yard line of the Cowboys. Cunningham to Joseph out of the backfield. He is hit immediately by one of those linebackers, and it was Dixon Edwards. And a gain of 3 yards. Boy, anything outside you can expect to be hit, and hit in a hurry.
Yeah, these guys, they really get there. An interesting thing to me as I was watching through the tapes, on any given play, 2 of the 3 of those Cowboy linebackers seemed to be in on the ball. I mean, it was just uncanny. They just have a knack for the ball, and the way the scheme is set up, They keep people off them. They just have to run to the football, and they do a great job of it.
2nd and 17. Cunningham under pressure from Leon Lett, and finally is dropped. It was Tolbert, but it was Lett who put the first pressure on, and a loss of 9 yards. 2nd sack for the Cowboys.
Well, Tolbert's going to come in and get the pressure. First, Leon Lett outside, and the biggest reason is Charles Haley, the best stunt runner in the league. And then Broderick Thompson has a pretty decent block, but Tolbert comes back and makes the sack. But Charles Haley does so many things that you can't account for, and that's why I said I think he's having the best year of his career, because he's very unselfish. He'll run a stunt to make you get the sack, which is what he did last time.
Well, the Eagles were on the Cowboy 28. They're backed up now to the 44. 3rd down and 26, and Cunningham calls timeout. Did he call it quick enough? And he did.
That's
just
their
as the
first team
clock
timeout.
was running down, so the Eagles call a timeout. Not a good start here at Veterans Stadium in a critical game for Philadelphia.
Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for. It's scary how clear it is. It's only a movie, except on a Sony big screen TV.
Oh, good. Something romantic.
Over the years, some pretty hungry folks have stopped by my place.
The Mega Meal from KFC is back.
That's like Mega Meal.
Your choice of chicken, a ton of side dishes, even a whole pie, just $14.99. And this week, get a Wile E. Coyote mug.
Must be his mugshot.
Just $1.99 with every Mega Meal. Collect all 4. The Mega Meal from KFC. Enough food to feed your whole family. Or one Tasmanian devil.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Lexus, maker of the faster and roomier 1995 LS400. By Aflac, insuring over 38 million people worldwide. And by the Citizen Watch Company. Citizen is how the world tells time.
Tough town to begin with, Matt, and Rich Kotite under a lot of fire, despite the fact that he has the best record any Eagle coach has had after those 60 games. 3rd down and 26. Walker in the motion to the top. Flag is down. Cunningham gets dropped way back to the 43-yard line. Chad Hennings had come in, but there's a penalty marker down.
And Hennings is so excited. He walked over to Haley, and Haley pointed to himself, said I was offside.
No sack for Chad on that one.
It's going to be on Charles Haley jumping off sides.
Defensive right end was offside. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Now, so much of Charles' game is anticipating the count. And this time, he just anticipated just a tad too soon. And, of course, they caught him.
Only the 2nd penalty against the Cowboys. We're early here in the 2nd quarter. 7-0 in favor of Dallas. 3rd down and 21. High snap. Cunningham's pass is dropped by Walker, and that'll bring up 4th down. Bill Bates was defending and gave Walker a shot.
Well, when this Dallas Cowboy defense has you in 3rd and long, I mean, it's just tough to do. It's tough to move the ball downfield because they play such good tight zones, and then, of course, they're getting the pressure up front.
Brian Barker getting set to kick for the 3rd time, and Kevin Williams is back deep. Not a good kick. Off the side of Barker's foot, and it goes out of bounds. So everything seems to be falling apart for the Philadelphia Eagles, but they only trail by a touchdown.
Where is it written that men should always get the back-breaking, sweaty jobs? Is it stamped into a man's genetic code that he will paint houses, fix carburetors, and move furniture? Maybe a guy would rather just stay home and iron pants. Yeah, right. 100% cotton shirts and pants that are wrinkle-free. Hager, stuff you can wear.
Today, 19,000 people will start their day at sunrise. Thousands of fathers will hold their child for the first time. And millions of people will keep track of their time with a Citizen watch. In Paris, it's a Citizen Elegance. In the South Pacific, a Citizen ProMaster. But from Nepal to New York, more people depend on a watch made by Citizen than any other timepiece. Citizen watches how the world tells time.
Who's been experimenting on innocent children?
Those kids have become monsters.
The answer will take you by surprise. A brand new X-Files, Friday.
Signs here at Veterans Stadium decline the penalty and punt, and that refers to last week's confusion in Atlanta when the Eagles ended up kicking and called a timeout after taking a penalty. Randall Cunningham made the call, and Rich Kotite was very strong in saying that I make all those calls and not the quarterback.
Well, I think Randall Cunningham is wrong, and he knows it. And it's just that simple.
First down on the 20-yard line for the Cowboys, who lead 7-0. Emmitt Smith for a couple, and William Fuller makes the stop.
That's one of those tackles that you get up and you go, man, that hurt. Because William Fuller came in to make the hit, and Emmitt just lowered the boom on him, ran right through him. You see him shaking his head. Man, that hurt. You know, tackling, everybody always talks about how, boy, I really like to hit and all that stuff, but that one last instant before you make impact, there's a little thought that runs through your head that says, this is going to hurt. I don't care who you are, it always goes through your head.
It's not that much fun, in other words. Dallas has had a big edge in field position, twice as good as the Eagles thus far. Second down and 7. Rodney Peete trying to go to Michael Irvin. He's got him, and a first down with McMillan covering. And a good pickup close to the 40-yard line, and a gain of 14.
Again, same isolation they have on McMillan, and the same pass pattern, just a down and out, and throwing the ball to the outside and letting the big body guy work against the smaller bodied guy. I mean, to be honest with you, even if that is a 6'3" defensive back, the way that ball is thrown, he's not going to make a play. Michael Irvin, of course, is playing with a deep thigh bruise. Doesn't practice all week, just gets in there and plays.
49 passing yards for the Cowboys, just 1 for the Eagles. First down on the 38, pressure on Peete as he overthrows Irvin. Again, McMillan is covering downfield, and that was the best pressure that the Eagles have put on Rodney Peete thus far.
Yeah, and they went with a blitz. They brought a whole bunch of people, and they manned up outside with McMillan and Irvin again. Now watch the people come up front. You can see him coming off the corner with Zordich, and then inside Thomas and Romanowski outside. And, hey, look, I got to tell you, that means that Bud Carson, the defensive coordinator, has some confidence in his corners. He's willing to take chances and let them make big plays.
Second down and 10. Bud Carson can play chess game with any offensive coordinator. Give is to Emmitt Smith. And the hole breaks down. William Thomas is in to make the stop after a gain of 2.
That time, that hole opened wide for Emmitt Smith, and then William Thomas closed it in a hurry. And I think when you watch football and you go from level to level to level, from high school and into college and then on to the pros, those are the kind of things that you really notice, how fast things open and close. And it's because of the great speed of this game.
3rd and 8. Pete has the pass, batted down. It's intercepted by William Thomas. And a big turnover for the Eagles.
Andy Harmon got a hand up, or maybe a cast, and knocked that thing down, and then William Thomas is right there. They go with straight zone. And watch Andy Harmon, 91, and Bert Grossman coming up inside, and then get the, it was a cast. Hey, the guy got a cast on the ball, and then William Thomas doing his impersonation of Charlie Garner. Watch the cast show up. Boink, right there. Knock that thing right down.
And that is the first interception thrown by Rodney Peete, and the first interception for Thomas this year. And the Eagles see how they react. And James Joseph picks up 4 yards to the 30-yard line. First turnover of the game. Cowboys lead 7-0. There's Andy Harmon, who's been the most consistent defensive lineman all year.
Yeah, he's been having an outstanding year. I think Andy Harmon has gone unnoticed in this league, but he's playing as well as any defensive tackle I've watched this year.
Second down and 6. Cunningham swings it out to Herschel Walker. Walker got by one defender, out of bounds, but it's a first down for the Eagles.
And a nice job of Randall Cunningham with his patience in the pocket, because he's going to get the pressure, and then you're going to watch him look downfield and then go to his secondary read. This is what they really need from him. They need him to look down. If it's not there, come off of it.
And this is the deepest penetration by the Philadelphia Eagles with 9:10 to go in the half, trailing 7-0. They're on the 22. Play fake. Haley was right in the face of Randall Cunningham, who quickly threw the ball away.
You're not going to fake out Charles Haley. He's been there too many times, and he's too smart. And Haley's just going to come up, but he knows rule number 1. You see him right down here. Stay as deep as the deepest guy. So now he goes up. Now watch him readjust. He never bit one time. He's been there too many times and has been fooled too many times to let it happen to him again.
Second down and 10 on the 22-yard line for the Eagles. Herschel Walker. And making the play was Robert Jones, the middle linebacker, who's having a tremendous year after a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, I think Robert Jones, in fact, I spoke with Jim Eddy, the linebacker coach, before the game, and I said, you've done an outstanding job with Robert Jones, because Jones has really, really come on. As a matter of fact, I think if they look back at it now, they would rather have not made the switch with him last year and set him down. There's Jim Eddy right here. I think they would have rather played him all the way through, and they'd have been that much further along defensively this year.
Third down play coming up. The Eagles need 8 yards. Cunningham, pass, and it's caught. And it may be enough for the first down. Calvin Williams, who has been a forgotten man lately for the Eagles, and a 10-yard pickup.
Again, another nice job by Randall Cunningham in the pocket. He's going to feel the pressure of Haley off his right side. Haley will go with that hump move, and he'll throw Roderick Thompson, 76, back inside. And Cunningham's looking right at it, and a good job of throwing that ball down inside and allowing Williams to come back to it.
First and goal on the 10-yard line, and James Joseph dives to about the 6. Amazingly enough, Calvin Williams has not caught a touchdown pass since the second week of the year against the Bears.
And then after that, they start going right back to that power game again. Down inside between the guards and the center. And I think when you're doing that, you got to have some good play out of your center, and that's Dave Alexander. And Alexander, not a real big guy, a smallish guy, but real sharp.
Eagles have to do better when they have goal to go. Second down from the 6. Again, they run it to Walker, and he gets a yard. Tony Tolbert was the first man to reach him.
That's running outside. They're now they depart, and you have to do that. You have to work the outside and the inside, but when you work the corners against this Dallas defense, they run you down. I mean, sometimes you'll be watching the tape, and they'll have 8, 9 guys on the ball. I mean, it's really amazing. What it is good discipline.
Swarming football by the Dallas defense. 3rd and goal on the 5. 2 tight ends for Philadelphia. Walker in motion. Cunningham. And the pass is dropped by James Joseph. So the Eagles miss a chance to get a touchdown, and now will send on Eddie Murray to try a field goal.
And see what they did. They tried to drop Leon Lett out there. Now the ball, they're going to go in motion out here. They'll widen everything, and then they're going to take Leon Lett, and they're going to take him on the stunt, and he's responsible for this man. The ball's dropped. They can't get there, and they waste the opportunity.
So Eddie Murray, who is 13 of 16 this year, will attempt a 22-yard field goal. Ryan Barker is the holder, and the kick is good. So the Eagles capitalize on the Cowboy turnover and score. And with 6:26 remaining in the first half, the Cowboys lead now 7-3. Back here at Veterans Stadium, and today's Aflac trivia question is, who was the only running back selected ahead of Emmitt Smith in the 1990 NFL Draft? Back deep, Kevin Williams on the left and Brock Marion on the right. Jeff Wilkins came aboard 3 weeks ago for the Eagles and was actually in the Cowboys camp this year. He was waived in July. End over end, and it's going to be Kevin Williams returning for the Cowboys. And Vaughn Hebron will bring him down short of the 30. Time of possession so far in this game.
I think the big thing here is you can see 15:45, 29 plays. The best way to control the line of scrimmage for the Dallas Cowboys rather for the Philadelphia Eagles is to just keep the ball, keep it away from that offense. And when you do that, you limit their scoring opportunities.
It's amazing how well they've done despite the penalties. Took advantage of that turnover to get 3. Cowboys will start from their 29. Emmitt Smith up the middle. Look at those moves by Smith. Thomas brings him down after a gain of about 9. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to our man JB in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Dick, Tampa Bay trying to stave off another season of 10 or more losses, culminate a 72-yard drive with that 2-yard run by Eric Rett. The Bucs are on top of the Skins, 10-7, that in a second. Back to Philadelphia, Dick and Matt.
All right, JB, thanks very much. Heath Schuler trying to win one. Somewhere along the line for the Redskins, but they trail in this game by 3. 2nd down and 1. And they give it to Smith, and Emmitt Smith should have the first down. Andy Harmon making the tackle. Emmitt Smith coming off a sensational 133-yard effort against the Green Bay Packers. So far, he has gained 38 yards.
Well, Emmitt Smith seems to always have a monster game against these Philadelphia Eagles up here. I mean, last year, I think it was last year at 240 yards or 235 yards. Just seems that whenever you need Emmitt Smith, he's always there, and he's always performing.
Greg Townsend has replaced Bert Grossman at defensive end for the Eagles. 1st down and 10. First rollout for Rodney Peete. He's going deep into double coverage, and the ball is broken up. Harper was the intended receiver. And it was Mark McMillan downfield.
And now this is what the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to get. When they did have the matchup, you're going to watch your help coming from the inside of Greg Jackson. Now they go with the blitz, and Jackson knows he has to help to that side. And then we talked about always counting on Emmitt Smith. This is the reason why he's the best all-around back. Free safety comes clean. Zordich and Emmitt just goes in and takes him out and allows the time for Peete to get outside.
Hey, Peete threw a pretty good ball that time.
Yeah, it was.
2nd and 10. Here's Darrell Johnston. And even on the road, you hear the chants of Moose and a gain of 3 yards. Well, we want to remind you, coming up the second half of our big doubleheader on Fox today, San Francisco 49ers are right now would have home field advantage in the playoffs, go against the Atlanta Falcons.
And that Atlanta Falcon team is one that they can't take lightly, because that offense, when it's on, can score from anywhere. And it's one that really takes away from your run defense because it spreads you all out, and it'll really test the pass defense of the 49ers.
When they last played, the Falcons turned it over 6 times. That's when Andre Rison, Deion Sanders, got into a fight. 3rd and 7. Here comes the blitzers again, and the handoff to Kevin Williams on an end around, and that'll work for the Cowboys. They'll get a first down into Eagle territory. Andy Harmon slow getting up.
Man, they had a ton of people out there leading that thing. That looked like the meat truck showed up with all that beef coming around the corner. Watch everybody come this way. Watch big old Nate Newton and Derek Kennard out there, and then Johnson, who's really a guard in the backfield. And they just get everybody outside and let Williams get that first.
A lot of beef there with Kennard and Newton. First downs are all even. Cowboys lead 7-3. Play fake on first down. There's a pump going deep to Michael Irvin. And Michael Zordich tipped it, and it's caught by Irvin inside the 5. A big break for the Cowboys. Zordich got his hands on it first.
Eric Allen turned Michael Irvin over in the zone to Zordich, and Zordich went up for the ball. Was in the perfect position. Could not have played it any better. Pete throws the ball up high and allows Irvin to use his athletic ability to go up and get it. Now watch this. Right at the end. That's just great concentration by Irvin.
44-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal for the Cowboys at the 4. Emmitt Smith going outside, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Emmitt Smith with his 18th touchdown of the season.
And did you see the block by Michael Irvin outside? I mean, Emmitt just took it right outside, and Michael Irvin just turned into one of those big old guards. Watch Irvin, number 88, right out here. And as soon as he sees Emmitt bounce, he knows what he's got to do. Get back in and just make the block and allow Smith to go in untouched.
But that long 44-yard pass to Irvin, who showed that great concentration with Zordich getting a hand on it, setting up the touchdown. And now Chris Boniol is out to give the Cowboys hopefully an 11-point lead, and he does. 14-3 in favor of Dallas. And that set up the score.
I wonder what it is. Oh, it's Deion's shoe. It's Deion Sanders' shoe. This is the shoe that Deion wears in the field. And now it's mine, all mine, and nobody can take it from me. Happy holidays to me.
Excuse me, can I interest you in a change of pace?
Change the lens on your Rebel. Change, play on a whole new level. Rebel!
Express yourself.
EOS lenses and the Rebel X from Canon.
At McDonald's, with the purchase of any large sandwich or extra value meal, get Field of Dreams.
If you build it, he will come.
And Back to the Future. Each just $5.99 during McDonald's Holiday Film Fest.
Tonight, 3 catches for 78 yards and has gone over the 1,000-yard mark for the 4th straight year. He has also scored a touchdown. So is Emmitt Smith. And the Cowboys are enjoying a 14-3 lead. Rodney Peete airing it out and throwing well. Good accuracy thus far. Herschel Walker back deep along with Vaughn Hebron for the Eagles. Chris Boniol will kick off for the Cowboys. Vaughn Hebron on the 10-yard line. Returns for the Eagles. And again, good coverage. Jim Schwantz led the way for the Cowboys, and a return of 16 yards.
And what the Eagles tried to do to Rodney Peete is they tried to bait Rodney Peete into a 3-deep look. And they'll go back in motion, and it looks like they're going to go 3, but now they send the safeties back. And what they'll do is they take Eric Allen and have him turn it over to the safety. They baited him perfectly. Now watch, he's going to turn. He's looking for the safety help right there. The safety shows up, but it's just because he threw the ball up and allowed Irvin to make that kind of play that it worked.
Good break for the Cowboys. First down on the 26. Cunningham has Victor Bailey, who is wrestled out of bounds by Kevin Smith, and a gain of 9. So now Cunningham trying to bring the Eagles back in the waning moments of this first half, trailing 14-3. Remember, the Eagles have lost 3 in a row in what seemed like a firm footing in a wild card berth several weeks ago. Could be tenuous.
Not only that, could be on shaky ground.
That too.
Yeah,
you're right. Good point. 2nd down and 1. Here's James Joseph, and he'll have enough for the first down. Well, the answer to today's Aflac trivia question, who was the only running back selected ahead of Emmitt Smith in the 1990 NFL draft? And our answer is, you're looking at him now, it's Blair Thomas, who was the first running back taken. That was by the Jets. He was the 2nd pick overall. He was signed this week by the Cowboys after the Jets had released him, and the New England Patriots had waived him a couple of weeks ago. 2-minute warning here. Time. The Eagles have 2 timeouts remaining. They have a first down on their 38, trailing 14-3. 2-minute warning, and here's Herschel Walker with some blockers ahead of him. Herschel Walker picks up the first down and a good gain to the Cowboy 44, a gain of 18. It was Darren Smith who finally caught up to him.
Yeah, I got news for you. Herschel just got caught from behind on that one. See Smith come around the corner and jump on his leg? Man, that's some speed.
Hurry up offense. This time Cunningham out of the shotgun. And that pass to Bailey is good. And another first down for the Eagles.
Yeah, Cunningham's in that zone right now. This is when he's as good as there is.
That was an 11-yard pickup. The Eagles with 2 timeouts remaining. Ball is on the 33 of the Cowboys. Cunningham's pass incomplete.
Oh, alligator arms right there.
Barnett was claiming that he was held.
Barnett saw a safety inside, and that is not a good sign. Now watch him come right back inside, and he gives a little alligator arm. He doesn't want to get hit. He sees Darren Smith. See that right there? See that? And then he points to Smith and say, hey, I don't want to get hit in there. But hey, you can't do that. You cannot do that. I don't care if the guy's sitting there. You better swell your heart up, go in there and make that catch. See him looking at him and says, hey, the guy's sitting right there. Tough beans. Catch it.
2nd and 10. The shovel pass to Herschel. And Walker. Another first down inside the 20. James Washington. And a gain of 14. Well, they wanted to get the ball into Herschel Walker's hands, and they're doing it now. And a timeout has been called by the Eagles. That is their 2nd timeout of this first half.
Hey, tough guy. You know, every Monday night while you're out at the sports bar hanging out with all your hairy friends, you know where all the women are? They're home, watching Party of 5 with me. That's right. You're all lined up outside the men's room or some dive, while I'm home cozied up to all the women that ain't where you are. You dope. I'm having the time of my life. And you know what the kicker is? Party of 5 is a cool show. Don't spend next Monday night watching somebody else score. Watch Party of 5 with someone who smells good. It's a beautiful thing.
Rich Kotite and the Eagles are threatening inside the 20. First down with 1:02 showing.
Yeah, and I think watching this right now, Richie Kotite, nice blend right now. He's calling a really nice game. Nice and sharp and crisp, and Cunningham is on.
Herschel Walker has gained 39 yards rushing. He has caught 4 passes as well. Total yards 65 for Walker. From the 19-yard line, Cunningham's pass is caught at the 10-yard line by Fred Barnett. And all over him was Kevin Smith, but another good gain by the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles know that Cunningham is hot, too. When they can feel it, they can sense it.
2nd and 1. And Randall will stop the clock with 43 seconds remaining. Plenty of time. Again, the fans, and they're not subtle here in Philadelphia, Matt, about that controversial penalty situation last week.
Yeah, they don't beat around the bush about too many things here in Philadelphia. I mean, growing up only an hour from here, I know these people, and they are pretty blunt.
3rd down and 1. Ball at the 10. Quarterback sneak. Randall Cunningham this year has been perfect. 11 for 11 when he has run on 3rd and 1. Now they hurry up again. 1st and goal. And again, Cunningham stops the clock. Well, they look organized here.
Yeah, this is as good as they look. You know, a couple times this season, Monday Night Football, 2 times they came out. Cunningham has had this look about him, and you can just see the offense rally around him. They know when he's on, hey, just let it flow. And I think Kotite also knows that, and that's when he's at his best. Isn't it amazing that all of a sudden you become a good coach when your players play well?
I don't know how that works. 10th play of the drive coming up. 2nd and goal on the 6th. Here is Walker on the handoff. And Herschel gets down to about the 3. It was Darren Smith. Remember, there's only 1 timeout left for the Eagles. And
they used it.
They're going to use it now. There was no way they could hurry it up from where Walker was tackled without using a lot more time. So the Eagles are out of timeouts, and we'll return to the vet in a moment.
You a sports fan? Then you
Eagles are out of timeouts, Matt, with 17 seconds remaining. It's 3rd and goal at the 2.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there. I think Cunningham felt like he had to stop the clock because he didn't feel like they could get back to the line of scrimmage in time to down the football.
Cunningham inside the 20. 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, but look at the completion percentage. Not very good.
Paltry at best.
Out of the shotgun, Cunningham has it batted down.
That's okay. That's okay if it's batted down. It's incomplete, so you come right back and you get the kick. At least it's not an interception.
Well, the crowd doesn't think so. They're booing because the Eagles are going to go for the 3 here.
Well, it's pretty tough when you have a guy coming clean in Tolbert to try to throw through there. There's too many THs.
Well, he's gone for 3 right here. Ed Murray. He kicked a 22-yarder earlier. This will be a 20-yard attempt. 14 seconds remain in the half. Kick is good by Murray. Crowd wanted the Eagles to go for the touchdown, but instead the Eagles get something out of it and trail now 14-6.
Wayne Winfield and Ron Williams were 2 of the most heavily recruited high school kids in the country. Of course, it wasn't for their game. It was for their minds. And thanks to the Navy College Fund and the Montgomery GI Bill, they have a chance to really use them because they can earn up to $30,000 for college. So, even if the NBA isn't in their future,
I guess that's game.
A BA is. For more information, call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
Randall Cunningham and the Eagles had a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line and had to settle for a 19-yard field goal by Eddie Murray. And it's 14-6.
I want to show you something, though. Herschel Walker, watch him right in the slide. He's going to come across, and he just gets collared right here. I mean, this should be a penalty. Watch right there. I mean, but because it's batted down, you can say that he was going for the ball. They just call a tip. They didn't call it.
Walker's been the workhorse for the Eagles. Jeff Wilkins kicking off. Kevin Williams and Brock Marion deep for the Cowboys. Kevin Williams on the 7. And Williams is tackled at the 27-yard line by Derek Oden. Well, they're 2 of the toughest undercover cops in New York, but for their next assignment, Detectives Williams and Torres are going to need a really good disguise. Catch a brand new episode of New York Undercover right after all new episodes of Martin and Living Single Thursday on Fox. Six seconds remaining, and Rodney Peete will take a knee and run the clock out. And the Cowboys will go into intermission with an 8-point lead. And that's the end of the first half with the score, the Cowboys 14 and the Eagles 6. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
Hey, tough guy. You know, every Monday night while you're out at the sports bar hanging out with all your hairy friends, you know where all the women are? They're home, watching Party of 5 with me. That's right. You're all lined up outside the men's room or some dive while I'm home cozied up to all the women that ain't where you are. You dope. I'm having the time of my life. And you know what the kicker is? Party of Five is a cool show. Don't spend next Monday night watching somebody else score. Watch Party of Five with someone who smells good. It's a beautiful thing.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
You are a teenager. You want your own phone line.
Yes, honey.
You play it smart. You ask your parents for an earring. You ask for a tattoo. You ask for a motorcycle. You ask for
my own phone line.
Your parents call 1-800-AROUND-YOU during the Ameritech Second Line Holiday Sale and save $20 on installation. It's a great deal from us.
Yeah.
Designed around
Work
you.
like a charm.
Ameritech.
Most things in this world aren't big enough to handle 7 feet 2 inches, 310 pounds.
And I ordered the big breakfast.
How does that feel?
Oh, watch your head, Mr. O'Neill.
There is one notable exception. The Big Slam from Pepsi. One ice-cold liter of Pepsi big enough to handle the biggest thirst.
Ain't life grand?
There's only one place for the widest selection in front-wheel drive minivans. From high performance to high performance. From the long of it to the short of it. From the value priced to the lap of luxury. From seats that glide to seats that unfold. From grocery bags to airbags. From door to sliding door. The one place for it all is our place. The Minivan Store.
Listen to Q95 for your chance to win a Bose Theater stereo system, courtesy of Fox 59.
This is the Dockers Halftime. 100% cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers.
All right, and welcome to Hollywood here, along with the Dockers halftime report. Terry Bradshaw and James Brown, and a score at the half. Dallas leading at 14-3. Philadelphia, my goodness, Terry, they get inside of good scoring range, inside the 10 twice, set up for field goals.
Yeah, that's really the difference in the football game. The thing that the Eagles have done, they've gotten back into time of possession. They're controlling the clock by running the football. Both Joseph and Herschel have been able to run the football very well. You'll see more of that in the second half, but the killing thing is, against the world champions, when you get inside that 10-yard line, you've got to get innovative. You've got to get crazy down there. You've got to do something to score touchdowns. And to settle for 2 field goals, you have to say the Cowboys won.
And those 2 field goals accounting for the 6 points by Philadelphia, and it's 14-6. Hey, Rich Kotite trying to break a 3-game losing streak against the Cowboys.
Good man, good coach. Good winning percentage, good quarterback. When he's on a roll, he's on a roll. Charles Haley there with his 8.5 sack of the year. Now Pete up, crossing route. Michael Irvin, greatest route in all of football is what, JB? Crossing route. There's Irvin with a touchdown. He's happy. His 6th of the year. And now a little play action to Emmett. Linebackers up. This is cover 1, folks. It's an in and out. The perfect coverage on Michael Irvin. Mike Zordich, the weak safety, Eric Allen, had 2 people on him, and Michael goes up and makes a very intellectual reception. And now Emlett around the right side. Good blocking on the outside by Irvin. He catches it. He blocks for his good man, Emlett Smith.
Intellectual play.
It was very
think that was a
intellectual
good athletic play.
Well, you can say that. I thought it was intellectual.
And an Emlett Smith, huh? Okay, personally, I like the flat route.
Did you like the flat route?
I like that. I like that. What a fade route. Either one. Anyway, Dallas is leading that right now. Halftime, 14-6. Down in Tampa Bay, Washington is trailing Tampa Bay by the score of 17-14. Tampa Bay trying to keep from losing 10 or more again. Heath Schuler, Terry.
Lay it up there, young'un. Get it up there high, deep in the middle, post right away. Desmond Howard, where you been all year? Says, I want to go deep. There you have it right there. 81 yards, Washington up.
And then Erickson does what? Looking for McDowell? You like McDowell?
McDowell, he's a Red Raider, man. You got to like those Texas guys. 3rd-year guy, 8th-round draft choice. There it is. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Boy, you are quick. You come back fast.
Hey, good research department back here.
I like that, and that's exactly what Tampa Bay has done. They've come back fast as well. They enjoy a 3-point lead over the Redskins late in the second quarter play. Other scores that pass along. In New England, the Jets are trailing by 3 to the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe trying to do the job up there. Art Monk has, in fact, tied the all-time record with Steve Largent. And in Cincinnati, the Steelers, yes, Terry is smiling about this one, enjoying a touchdown lead over the Bengals. That one late in the second quarter. And, hey, you won't want to miss this. Come back. Terry Bradshaw is going to introduce the Crunch Time tape back here with more in a bit.
I'm Heather Locklear.
And I'm Dennis Miller, hoping you'll join Heather and me as we coach America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, right smack dab in the Super Bowl 29.
Dennis, we're hosting the Billboard Music Awards.
Whatever.
It's kind of easy when you listen to the G-Dub sound.
The action kicks off Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, only on Fox.
And welcome back to Doctor's Halftime. Along with Terry Bradshaw, I'm James Brown. Terry gets awfully excited. You know why? This is his special time of the week.
Yes, this is correct, James. This is where I like to view back or go back throughout the course of the week and view the greatest hits, or as we like to say here in the vernacular of sports television, crunch time. Please check it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Simply brutal, James. I'm so glad I don't have to do that or take that anymore.
I love your reaction. In the vernacular of television, as Terry Bradshaw just said. We've got to take a break right now. We'll be back with more of Doctor's Halftime after this.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Holiday magic abounds at Uncle Bill's. Puppies and kittens, fancy birds, reptiles, small domestic animals, and over 300 varieties of tropical and saltwater fish. Buy an aquarium outfit, Uncle Bill sets it up for you. Buy a puppy or a kitten, Uncle Bill provides a complete check over at one of Indy's leading clinics. Shop at Uncle Bill's and be assured that pets and products are always guaranteed. Bring your pet to sit with Santa when he comes to each of Uncle Bill's 3 locations on East Washington, West 38th and...
It had to be you. Maybe it's the way it drives like a car, or that it exceeds 1998 car.
Stadium, the Dallas Cowboys lead the Philadelphia Eagles 14-6 as we get set for the start of the third quarter. And this first half highlight is brought to you by MCI Proof Positive.
Yeah, and don't be deceived. This isn't the NBA. This is just a jump ball in the National Football League. And I think it's one of the things they planned on doing, allowing Irvin to go up and get the football from the shorter defenders. And in this case, all it really is luck, because the ball should have been intercepted by Zordich, and then a great job of concentrating on the ball by Michael Evans.
Okay, the Eagles did not get the touchdown they wanted. They had first and goal to 6, but they got 3. But was there something you saw in Randall Cunningham in that last drive?
Oh, yeah, in the offense. And it was confidence. And it was what they've been waiting to happen. And I think what happened is he got on a roll. They went to that hurry-up offense, and he found the zone. And when Cunningham is in that zone, there's none better. And I think if they're going to do anything today in the second half, it's going to have to come from that zone.
Well, the Cowboys, of course, wanted to keep Randall Cunningham in the pocket. This is how he did in and out of the pocket in the half.
Yeah, and you can see when he gets out, he's effective. Only 2 attempts, but both of them were completions. They want to try to keep him inside. Remember, right before the half, they kept him in the pocket, but he was very accurate.
Cunningham 11 for 20 for 77 yards, and here are the halftime statistics, and it reflects really a conservative ball game thus far.
Yeah, I mean, this is deceiving because of the one big play to Irvin down the field. And I think, to be honest with you, I think the Eagles offensively have been more consistent running the football, getting the ball to Herschel Walker. They're sticking with their game plan. And then I think what you have to say about the Dallas Cowboys is Rodney Peete is doing what he has to do. He doesn't have to win the football game all by himself. He just has to tend the rest of the team and let them do what they do best.
And so far he's done it as you look at Rodney Peete's numbers. Cowboys will get the ball first. Jeff Wilkins kicking off. Brock Marion and Kevin Williams are back deep. Cowboys have beaten the Eagles 5 straight times including 7 weeks ago when they defeated the Eagles 24-13 at Texas Stadium. Here's Kevin Williams. Dangerous on the kick return. Fine running by Kevin Williams as he gets to the 39-yard line. A 30-yard return. And it was the kicker, Jeff Wilkins, who finally brought him down.
You see Rodney Peete, where he's most effective has been to the wide receivers in terms of yardage. He's not gone to Novacek at all, and then Emmitt Smith out of the backfield for 2. But, I mean, a quiet day for Rodney Peete, and you expected that. You expected him to just throw the ball underneath, as you can see, throw the jump balls to the wide receivers, and then just let Emmitt Smith run the football.
Cowboys have yet to lose this year when they've been leading at halftime, 7-0. First down on the 39-yard line. Peete to throw on first down, and is going to be sacked from behind.
But no fault of the offensive line, because he had all kinds of time to throw that football. This is a coverage sack. He's going to look downfield, and a nice adjustment made by the defense. You can see they're going to undercut this wide receiver where he's looking and play over the top with the corner. And then look at the time to throw up here. And when he can't throw it downfield, then Harmon gets the sack.
Bert Grossman, who's been nursing a bruised knee, and Andy Harmon have both combining on the sack. 6th sack for Grossman. Second down and 11. The pitch goes to Emmitt Smith with Nate Newton and Darrell Johnston blocking in front. And a gain of 4 yards. Britt Hager on the stop.
And Britt Hager came flying up through the middle to take away the inside, and he ends up getting in on the play. But what he's going to do is he's going to see that hole open up inside. And then once he sees it, heck, once you've committed, you got to stay with it. Runs right by Derek Kennard, and then he has good enough speed to make that tackle on the other side.
3rd down and 7. So the Eagles defense can make a statement here in the first series of the second half. Peete looks one way, throws to the other, nearly picked off by Eric Allen on the other side, intended for Michael Irvin.
Boy, that was nice by Eric Allen. Nice anticipation and a great job of reading the route. I mean, he read that thing before Peete had a chance to read it. Well, that's how he's going to play off. He's taking away the inside. He's inviting him to go out, and then you make the break. You see, what you do is you make it one-dimensional. You take the outside or inside completely away, and you force the defender to go out, and that's when you make your break.
John Jett will kick it away, and Jeff Seidner back for the Eagles. And not a good kick.
And there's a call on the
roughing the kicker. Or running into the kicker. It'll be one of the two. Jett gets up limping. See if Derek Oden got it.
We have run it into the kicker. 5-yard penalty. It is not an automatic first down. It is still 4th down.
So I think Jett may have to stay out there anyway.
They come running up the middle. Otis Smith takes the block of Bates. And then I think you got to hand him one of those
Oscars.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Those Oscars they give to him.
I think Bailey brushed him at worst. So it's 4th down. They'll mark the penalty off, and Jett is going to kick again because it is not an automatic first down. So Seidner will go back deep once more. He'll be 2 yards short of the first down after they mark it off. Cowboys trying to wrap up the NFC East title for the 3rd straight year and get a big bye, which they're looking for in the playoffs. That snap bounced, but Jett gets off a beauty. Will send Seidner back inside his 5 where he makes the catch. He should have let it bounce, and Seidner is trapped inside the 10-yard line. So bad judgment. Normally the alert Jeff Seidner, and Dixon Edwards brings him down. Bad field position for Philadelphia.
Listen, this stuff that we make, it's powerful. It makes you powerful. The stuff that we make, it's powerful. Take it, listen, gather up your ideas, run with them. It makes you powerful. Just do something amazing. We're in your corner, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do. The stuff that we make, listen, listen, listen.
You're watching the Coors Light channel.
Welcome to the 39th annual Coors Light Bowl. The Coors Light Bowl has been brought to you by Paul's Pretzels and by Coors Light, the beer that's so good it's scary.
Coors Light, so good it's scary.
Stay tuned for the Coors Light Bowl post-game wrap-up.
The Coors Light channel, always on.
Is it Diet Dr. Pepper or regular Dr. Pepper? This highly sensitive piece of equipment can't tell. But more importantly, neither can this one. Discover what millions already have, the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Next on Fox Doubleheader Sunday, the Falcons head to the Bay for another round with the 49ers. Or the Giants face the AFC Central Division leading Browns. Next. Check local listings for the game in your area. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Microsoft. Where do you want to go today? By Hager, 100% cotton and wool casual clothing. Hager, stuff you can wear. And by 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe.
Jeff Seidner, who inadvertently made the catch on the punt inside the 5 instead of letting it bounce maybe into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, well, a punt return, you got to set your feet on those in that 10-yard line, and if it goes over your head, hey, you take your chances. And with that penalty, that's a 27-yard penalty in field position for the Eagles.
Who will start from their 10. Not much there for James Joseph. The Eagles have gone exclusively with James Joseph and Herschel Walker at running back. We have not seen Charlie Garner, their leading runner, or Vaughn Hebron in the backfield. Normally they have used an array of running backs.
Yeah, well, they went to this set for a couple of reasons. I think the biggest reason is to start helping in the pass protection. There's both those guys, Hebron 45 and Garner 25.
Second down and 10. They've been on the sidelines watching so far. James Joseph for a couple, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Well, Russell Maryland just blew through the gap. And that's what this defense is based upon. It's penetration between these two guys. Russell Maryland, 67, right up here. Watch him as he just takes the gap, just shoots right inside. They try to block down, and Thompson, they can't get there. And where he doesn't make the tackle, he certainly makes the play. Russell Maryland, he's one of those guys always working hard. He never stops. They double him. He just keeps on trying to work up the field, and that's the core of that defense.
Eagles 4 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. They need 7 yards. Cunningham's throw incomplete. He was going for Barnett. And Larry Brown covering, but the pass was thrown behind Fred Barnett, and so Brian Barker will have to kick from his own end zone.
I don't think Fred's too happy. I think they're pretty mad at each other right there. That was one of timing, and the ball was in the air before he made his break, and it hit the ground before he had a chance to make the catch.
Well, when the Eagles were a hot team, and they were for a while, Cunningham to Barnett was a great combination. Barker to kick, Kevin Williams looking to give Dallas good field position. He bobbles the ball, and it's recovered by the Cowboys. And they are close to midfield, very nearly suffered their 2nd turnover of the game.
Hurry into McDonald's Holiday Film Fest today and take home 2 great videos. The baseball classic, Field of Dreams.
If you build it, he will come.
And get the time travel adventure, Back to the Future.
This is it.
Each video is just $5.99 when you buy any extra value meal or large sandwich. So dash into McDonald's Holiday Film Fest now and get these family favorites for the favorites in your family.
At McDonald's today.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going?
The passive type probably plays Nintendo.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going?
You tell me.
You're the guy with the radar.
The aggressive type probably plays Sega.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going?
I don't know. The little needle stops moving at 100.
And the other type definitely plays 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe.
3DO from Panasonic Gold Star and Creative Labs. Now $3.99 plus free games.
I prefer my coffee smooth.
I like it more robust. The Braun Flavor Select has a revolutionary brewing system that lets you vary the taste from mild to robust. Braun, for great tasting coffee, just the way you like it.
Imagine a rent-a-car company that will pick you up right at your door. That's Enterprise. Call us. We'll arrange to come to you, take you back to our office, and you're on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
It's shocking. It's horrifying. It's Kelly Bundy's new look.
Great Caesar's Ghost!
See it on Married with Children tonight on Fox.
Dick Stockton and Matt Millett, Veterans Stadium. Cowboys lead the Eagles, and they have had the edge in starting field position, their own 37. And they will begin from their own 47-yard line. They have scored the only 2 touchdowns in the game. Emmitt Smith running up the middle. Got tripped up first by Bill Romanowski and picks up 6. Right now for a McDonald's game break. Let's return to James Brown in our Hollywood studio.
All right, Dick, a seesaw battle back in Tampa Bay. Heath Schuler, 2 big passes on the day. Here's the second one, 77 yards to Orlando Truitt. We've got an exciting one. Redskins out in front in the third, 21-17. Let's go back to Dick and Matt.
Kind of a seesaw affair in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no give up in both of those teams.
Second down and 4 on the Eagle 47. Pitch goes to Smith with Moose Johnston blocking, and he does his job, and so does Emmitt Smith. And he gains 17 yards to the 30-yard line. Michael Zordich makes the tackle.
And that's a good job of that offensive line and Darryl Johnston getting back out there. Watch the offensive line go to work. This is the mainstay of the Dallas Cowboys. You see Big Nate Newton pulling outside 61. He does a good job of whirling that rear end and sealing this up. And then Darryl Johnston seals back inside. And when you get guys blocking like that, it's really unfair. You got 3 guards of that team. Kennard, Nate Newton, and Darryl Johnston.
They go again to Emmitt Smith. Not this time. And a loss on the play. Close to it. Andy Harmon got in there in a hurry. Emmitt Smith has gained 70 yards on 13 carries and has scored a touchdown.
Big Nate Newton talking to Nate last night. That's another one of those guys whose mind is always in the game. He's always figuring things out. You know, and what he told me, the biggest difference with him now as opposed to years earlier, he doesn't always try to come out and pound you. Now he'll try to whirl you. He says the game has changed, and I have to adapt to it. I think he's done a good job.
Changes up every now and then. Second and 10. Pete swings it out to Emmitt. Emmitt Smith inside the 30. Another first down, and inside the 10-yard line where a flag is thrown.
But that Darryl Johnston, he shows up all the time. This time in the passing game, a nice block outside, which springs Smith down the sideline for an even bigger gain.
5-yard face mask, number 29, defense, half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, first and goal.
Time to throw, can't find a guy, goes to his checkoff downfield. Now watch Darryl Johnston. First there's Michael Irvin getting away, and then right here, boink, takes out the safety, and that allows Smith to pick up another 10 yards.
Mark McMillan on the face mask.
And well, when you grab it, make sure you grab it good. He tried to get it off, but too late. They'd already called it.
First and goal now for the Cowboys on the 3. Extra defensive lineman up front for the Eagles. And the give, touchdown, Emmitt Smith, his second of the game. And how easy did that look?
Well, I'll tell you, when you're following Darryl Johnston's blocks, that's 3 straight plays. He's made big blocks for Emmitt Smith. And this time he just takes the outside linebacker, Romanowski, right out of the play, and he just take it right in. Again, I think sometimes it's unfair to have an extra guard in the back. Watch 48 right here. See this? And then Big Nate Newton, and that's just a convoy. And when you get that kind of movement, off the defensive front seven, you're going to score.
Chris Bonio for the extra point with Jay Novacek, the holder. And the kick is good. The Dallas Cowboys now lead it 21-6. So the good field position paid off for Dallas. And Emmitt Smith now with touchdown number 19 on the year.
This is Red Dog beer. It's not ice brewed, fire brewed, and it's not some nursing sipping red. It's just genuinely good beer. Okay, there is one thing unusual about Red Dog. It's unusually easy to drink because it's bold yet smooth, because it's made with the finest natural ingredients. Are you gonna like Red Dog? Yeah, we think so. But hey, it's your call.
A threat against our nation.
$2 million a month for the names of every undercover agent in the world.
Treason. Terror. Suspense. Wesley Snipes.
I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Gary Busey.
You're dismissed.
Drop Zone. Rated R. Starts Friday, December 9th at theaters everywhere.
Andre, say cheese.
Is this dull or what?
Rebel! You gotta take your best shot and show 'em what you got.
Express yourself.
The Rebel X from Canon.
They say there's nothing like the taste of a Dr. Pepper. But they have obviously never tasted a Diet Dr. Pepper. Discover what millions already have. The great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Can Martin's new sneakers turn him from a super klutz into a Michael Jordan?
Guess who I am, Gina? Guess who I am, baby?
Find out on a brand new Martin Thursday.
Cowboys lead the Eagles 21-6. Emmitt Smith with his second touchdown and his 19th rushing touchdown sets a new club record. Back in '92, he had 19 touchdowns as well. And Rodney Peete doing the job at quarterback in place of Troy Aikman, who the Cowboys hope to get back next week. Herschel Walker on the return. Walker shakes a few defenders. And a great return by Walker close to midfield. Bill Bates complaining to the official 39-yard return, and Brock Marion made the tackle finally.
Bates is complaining, and he got held. Now, special teams, so much of it is desire, which Bates has always had. And then you run through the first block, and then that's a clip. Odin hit him in the back, and that should have been called, but it wasn't, so they got away with one.
Bates argued to no avail. First down, Eagles on their 46, trailing 21-6. Pass is tipped. Incomplete as Cunningham trying to go up the middle. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. Rodney Peete doing his job today, making his first start. Cunningham fires the pass, caught by Calvin Williams, and a first down into Cowboy territory, and a pickup that time of 13.
You know, actually, quietly, the Eagle offensive line has done a pretty good job. And they've provided enough time for Cunningham to make those throws. And I think the only thing that's really killed the Eagles today has been penalties. Penalties have just been a stab in the heart.
Hurt him in the first quarter when the Cowboys scored. Hurt him here when they gave Dallas good field position. First down, play action. Cunningham can't find a receiver, and that was a coverage sack for Tony Tolbert.
Completely. That was a two-receiver route, and there were 5 defenders back. And that's tough. I mean, they sell this hard, and look, they got one guy here and one guy here, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5, 6 defenders deep. And when you have that many people back, there's nowhere to throw that football.
Loss of 9 yards, so the third quarterback sack of the game for the Cowboys, who have 38 on the season. Second down and 19. Back to midfield. Cunningham drills it, and it's caught. That's Maurice Johnson, the tight end, with his first catch of the game, despite a valiant effort defensively by Kevin Smith.
Tony Tolbert again with some pressure off the top. Working against 76, Broderick Thompson. He gets the chip, and then what he forgets to do is post to the inside. When you get that chip outside, as an offensive tackle, you have to post. Tolbert saw he gave it up and worked right back inside.
Tolbert's had a busy day and a good one. Third down and 8. Cunningham passes to Calvin Williams. He's got it, and it's a first down inside the Dallas 30.
Boy, two guys who have not given up today have been Calvin Williams and then Bernard Williams, 74, because he's had his hands full. And you can see they don't even chip him, they just leave him alone, and he allows the time for Cunningham to make this throw outside. And Calvin Williams, hey, Calvin Williams has showed up today, and he's saying, look, if I got to do it by myself, I'm going to do it.
3 catches for 34 yards for Williams. And here is the handoff on a good fake inside to Walker. He gets a few. Pick up of 4 yards. Well, Calvin Williams has not necessarily been covered. He had been open, but for some reason they haven't been able to find a good underneath receiver the last several weeks.
Yeah, maybe that little angry look between Barnett and Cunningham coming off the sideline on the previous series means that Calvin Williams is going to get more balls.
Okay, Fred, I'll go to Calvin.
That's right. Take that.
On the 25 of Dallas. Another fake and a sprint out. Cunningham going deep. Touchdown to Barnett.
Well, I guess he's not that mad at him.
Not anymore.
This is all Cunningham. They go with that boot. He's going to come rolling back outside. He buys the time. Dixon Edwards bites right there. See that? And that allows the time because this is a crossing pattern with Barnett. And he comes all the way across to beat Brown in the back of the end zone.
25-yard play and the 5th touchdown catch of the year for Fred Barnett. Eddie Murray on, and that is the first touchdown today by the Eagles, who have had to play catch-up throughout. Murray's kick is good. And it's 21-13 now. Cowboy lead is cut to 8. Cunningham, Barnett, familiar combination.
Why should you insist on Raybestos brakes? Just ask NASCAR driver Jeff Burton. He drives a race car that travels at speeds up to 200 miles per hour, weighs over 3,000 pounds, and takes an extraordinary set of brakes to stop. But there is one person with even more confidence in Raybestos brakes. Roger. Raybestos, the best in brakes. For the professional installer near you, call 1-800-4-RAYBESTOS.
Panasonic presents a unique and highly evolved Smooth Operator. The Smooth Operator 2 with float control is the only razor to unite the comfort of twin independent floating heads with the closeness of a warm, wet shave. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. The Smooth Operator Wet Dry Razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you'd be.
Two friends from the street are forced to face each other in the ring.
This is my ticket. I ain't gonna fight you.
Gladiator will broadcast premiere Tuesday on Fox.
Well, the crowd has come alive for the first time really today. 21-13, the Cowboys still lead, but the Eagles connecting with their first touchdown of the game. 7 plays, 54 yards, and Cunningham 4 for 5 in that drive. Jeff Wilkins will kick off. Williams and Marion back deep. It'll be Williams at the 6. And Williams.
Oh, the heck of a tackle by the kicker.
That's the second tackle that Jeff Wilkins has made on the return man today.
Well, you're wondering how that Freddie Barnett got open. So watch the safeties and watch the play action back here and see how they bite. And when that happens, that opens the middle of the field up. And then Brown looks back at the quarterback. And when you look, you don't find a receiver. And that gives you the separation vertically. And then the other key is watch the block of Joseph on Dixon Edwards that cleared that whole side and allowed the ball to be thrown.
Following the 36-yard kickoff return, first down Cowboys on their 41. Pete behind Novacek, but he makes the play anyway, and Michael Zordich trying to wrestle him down, and very close to the first down yardage goes Jay Novacek. He has not been a factor as a receiver today. So.
Yeah, that was his first catch. But a nice job of Pete of looking over the coverage and then finding the open guy out there to the left flank. Again, he's having nice time to throw the football. I think a nice job very quietly by Larry Allen, the right offensive tackle on William Fuller.
He's the man filling in for Eric Williams. Second down and 1. Here's Emmett Smith. Pushed back. See if his forward progress will give him the first down. William Thomas made the good play.
Old big Larry Allen was filling in for Eric Williams. Had a tough time last week sometimes against Reggie White. But this kid's going to be a pretty good football player. He's got some good feet. He's got a big body. And he'll come out. He's not afraid to smack you.
They're going to have a measurement.
And talking about that game on Thanksgiving Day when you saw how Larry Allen was thrown by that hump move of Reggie White. So I asked Nate Newton, I said, did you talk to him about it? He said, no, there was too many guys telling him what to do. The best thing to do is just leave him alone. You see they get the first down. And then he said he went over and he had him talk to Eric Williams. And the best point about that is when Eric Williams came in his first year, Reggie White did the same thing to him.
Charles Haley was telling us yesterday that you can't always do exactly what coaches say. You're out there in the line of fire and you have to use your own instincts.
Oh yeah, it always comes down to improvise. I mean, you got to do whatever you can to get the job done.
Third quarter has been the Cowboys quarter with 90 points, most in the NFL. They have a first down after the measurement in Eagle territory. Pete swings it out to Emmitt Smith, and he can't get by Vaughn Johnson.
Well, that's a nice play by Vaughn Johnson. I mean, that's about 270 pounds out there in the flat on Emmitt Smith. That's not an easy job. And then he's showing a little bit of that Pro Bowl form that he had for all those years. A one-on-one tackle in the open field is a very tough thing to do. But you see what he did was he made Emmitt Smith have to redirect instead of him having to redirect.
But Johnson and Sam Mills made a very effective inside linebacking core for the Saints for many years. Second and 12. Pete fires, knocked away. And making the defensive play was Mark McMillan. Intended for Harper.
There's time to throw that ball. And a lot of stuff going on down there with Bud Carson and all the mix-ups he's doing. He's playing zones. He's playing matchup zones. He's been blitzing them. He's been dropping off. He's playing that 4 across. He's been doing all kinds of things to try to confuse Pete, to make him stay within that scheme.
And Ernie Zampese on the left. Matching wits with him as the offensive coordinator. Pete is going deep for Michael Irvin. And Irvin has made the catch in the middle of two defenders, including Jackson and McMillan. A sensational catch once more for Michael Irvin for a gain of 37.
And again, just a jump ball. McMillan knows he has help inside from the safety. And so it's even. They just throw the ball up high. Look at that. I mean, that's not good X's and O's, or that's not all that figuring out. All that is just throw the ball up and let the bigger man win. That's good football right there.
And Rodney Peete has brought the Cowboys down to the Eagle 14. Emmitt Smith with a gain of 1. Vaughn Johnson again on the tackle. Well, you can't talk about the short defenders for the Eagles on that last play because Jackson is 6'1", the safety, and the good timing that time by Michael Irvin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the guy has it. I mean, that's why they throw it up there. I mean, that's why it's good football. If you have the guy who has that ability, heck, use it. And that's credit to Rodney Peete to just go ahead up there and throw it high. Let him go up and get the ball.
Jackson got over there a little too late. 2nd down and 9. Pass out to Emmitt Smith inside the 10. And he is pushed out of bounds by Michael Zordich. Stops the clock. 2:27 remaining in the 3rd quarter and a gain of 8 yards.
Well, you know what, we saw Ernie Zampese and said matching wits with Bud Carson. What he's doing now is he's putting motion all through that offense. And he's trying to decipher what that defense is sending out there to see if you're getting a matchup zone, to see if you're getting a regular zone, to see if they're a straight man. When they motion the man out of the backfield, then that tells the quarterback the coverage, and then you're able to attack it better.
3rd down and 1. Ball at the 5. They give it to Emmitt Smith, and he'll get the 1st down with a pickup of about 2. Britt Hager and Bill Romanowski try to plug the middle. So far, no indication, and Emmitt Smith with his helmet off. Slow getting up. And he might have been shaken up somewhat.
Well, he took a shot in there. I think a big old Vaughn Johnson right in the middle. I think that's a pretty solid guy when you're running in there. And then Britt Hager will throw his whole body in as well. Watch Emmitt. He's just following the block of Johnson, and he cuts back inside, and Britt Hager's right there. And that's old Fridge. Heck, Fridge put half a pound of beef on him right there. I should say half a side of beef on him.
Side is more like it. It is a 1st down for the Cowboys. 1st and goal. Emmitt Smith going to the sideline. They're checking his left eye, it appears. Lincoln Coleman has replaced him. There you see the Eagles substitutions. Tommy Jeter and Mike Flores in. 1st and goal on the Eagles 3. There's Lincoln Coleman, dives to about the 2. Andy Harmon got there.
Andy Harmon there and Vaughn Johnson right in the middle. And they brought Vaughn Johnson in here for short yardage and goal line initially. And I think eventually they'll get more out of him. But now Vaughn Johnson is a smart guy, so he knows when Lincoln Coleman comes in that Coleman is most effective between the tackles. And he's not going to try to stretch it outside as Emmitt Smith would. So now you just load it up and you fire your gun between the tackles.
2nd down and goal at the 2. Dallas over 100 yards this quarter. Coleman, no gain. And it's 3rd down.
Again, that was inside, and now that hasn't worked 2 times in a row, so on comes Emmitt Smith. And this is emotional time right now. This is a big down for the Philadelphia Eagles.
See what Bud Carson has up his sleeve. 3rd and goal, the ball at the 2. And a bootleg. Rodney Peete looking and running, and he's not going to get there. 4th down. Vaughn Johnson again activated for the first time since he was signed 3 weeks ago, and he's a factor out there.
Yeah, he's a factor along with Greg Townsend getting over there, and a nice job of cat and mouse right here by Bill Romanowski. Vaughn Johnson, watch him go for it, but he's deep enough to be able to make the adjustment. So then he goes back outside, and watch Bill Romanowski buy the time and then allow people to come over and get it on the play.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Cowboys 21, the Eagles 13. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station.
Kill your remote. Just watch Fox. JR, try these new Converse shoes with React juice. They're super light. They're perfect for you.
Yeah, those shoes are slamming.
That's some game face you got there, kid.
To make room for all the advanced thinking that went into the new Chrysler Cirrus, a really big idea was needed. Cab-forward design. In front, there's room for an ingenious seat that actually reduces driving fatigue. Dual airbags with their own backup electrical source. In back, there's a folding seat and additional airflow vents for increased comfort. The only thing its design doesn't leave room for is improvement. Chrysler Cirrus.
Now that the Pagemaster is here, people of all ages want to recreate the experience.
You, sir, need adventure! Danger! Fantasy! Horror! Romance! Comedy! And one more thing!
Yes, now at Pizza Hut, get the Pagemaster Meal Deal. One of 4 Pagemaster games, plus a large 2-topping pizza, 2-liter Pepsi, breadsticks, and more. All for just $12.99.
Wait! Didn't show me your library card.
Bob Donaldson and Caroline Thaw. Weeknights on Fox 59 Nightcast.
Score by quarters. The Cowboys lead the Eagles 21-13 as we start the 4th quarter. Along with Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton. It is 4th down for the Cowboys, and Chris Boniol is on to try a field goal. It is an 18-yard attempt. Jay Novacek, the holder. Boniol's first attempt today. And the kick is good, and the Cowboys have added to their lead. Now lead 24-13. Well, tonight on The Simpsons, Homer discovers a magic potion that turns him from a dud to a stud. Catch a brand new episode of The Simpsons at 8, 7 Central, part of a full hour, followed by Married with Children and The George Carlin Show, tonight on Fox. Well, now the Eagles with a full quarter to work, trailing by 11. They have never led in this game. The closest they have gotten was 7-3 early in the 2nd quarter. One time they trailed 21-6 and have come back.
And a couple of big plays in the passing game. Jump balls to Michael Irvin really has been the difference in this football game. And then the penalties. The Eagles have killed themselves with the penalties.
44-yard pass to Irvin in the 2nd quarter, and then the 37-yard that set up this field goal to start the 4th quarter have been the big plays. Otherwise, the Eagle defense has played more than decently today.
Yeah, they've played pretty well. I mean, Alvin Harper doesn't even have a catch. Novacek has one. Irvin has some catches outside. I believe he's over 100 now. And then the running backs underneath. Really, it's been a pretty good defensive game by the Eagles.
Bonio with the kick, heading over toward Vaughn Hebron. Hebron on the return for the Eagles. Cowboys with good coverage on kickoffs today, and Hebron is down at the 31.
I see Bill Bates going over to the official again and saying something. He just got thrown. I mean, it was worse than a hold. They just took him, and then they just threw him in the air. Watch him come down, and I believe it's Odin, 58. He come down, he'll make the contact, and then Odin will get into him. There's 58. Now watch him. Watch it just take him, and they just
It's a wrestling move.
It's a wrestling move. That looked like one of those over-unders they throw.
Like your son's.
My kids throw those things on you all the time, yeah.
First down on the 31. Calvin Williams in motion. Cunningham throws caught up the middle by Barnett. What a bullet thrown by Cunningham. And a gain of 18 yards. Dixon Edwards defending.
Yeah, and a nice job of Cunningham of buying the extra time. I mean, this is what he does well. The offensive line will set, and then there'll be a breakdown. He'll get some pressure right here. Yeah, and then he just avoids the rush with 2 steps and finds Fred Barnett. And that's buying time with your feet in the pocket.
First down on the Eagle 49. Keep it on the ground to Walker, who gets into Cowboy territory and a gain of 2 yards. Robert Jones, the middle linebacker, making the stop on Herschel Walker.
Well, that Robert Jones mentioned earlier, I've been very impressed with him. And I think the best thing he does is he just flat out flies. I think the 2 inside people, Lett and Maryland, do a great job of not letting anybody get to him. And then he just takes off and gets to the football.
2nd and 9. Walker with 49 yards rushing today. Cunningham out to James Joseph, who's dropped immediately by Larry Brown. So, Robert Jones, who has played better than a lot of people expected this year for the Dallas Cowboys. And I know, Matt, you respect this middle linebacker and have watched him.
Yeah, and I think he's gotten a lot better. In fact, the best thing that happened to him was they set him down last year because that made him mature. And the guy, look, he can flat out fly. And to be honest with you, I think with Robert Jones in the middle, I think they're better off in the run than they were with Norton. And I think that's a high compliment. Remember, Norton went to the Pro Bowl last year, and Jones is having that kind of a year.
3rd and 6. Cunningham's pass. Calvin Williams has it. And a first down inside the Cowboy 40. Well, both Barnett and Williams are getting their share of action today.
Yeah, Calvin Williams has brought a little emotion to this offense. I mean, they've been kind of dull, but this guy has not. It seems to me like he's saying, look, I'll take you there. If nobody's going to do it, I'll do it. You can see he works right around Jones, the inside backer, and sits down. And Cunningham, again, with time, finds him.
4 catches, 44 yards. Best he's been in a while. First down at the 37, play fake, and the pass is caught. James Joseph.
He faked himself out.
Larry Brown didn't have to make a play. As Joseph fell down in a gain of 23, though, and the Eagles are driving.
Yeah, nice play action. Again, holds the backers, allow Joseph to get there. You see, Jones steps up. That creates the void in the middle. And then watch Jones just fake himself out.
Cunningham took this shot at the end. From Chad Henne.
Yeah, from Chad Henne. But enough time to be able to make the throw.
But Cunningham is in rhythm right now.
Yes, he is. Same zone he's been in from the end of the second quarter.
On the 14-yard line. There's Walker. Nothing doing. And it was Tony Tolbert first and Robert Jones next. So there's your man Jones.
Well, I think where the difference is with Robert Jones is he's not as good in space as Ken Norton was. I think he's better in the running game. I think he attacks. I think he's a good tackler. He's faster. But he doesn't have the feel in the passing game, which will come. I think Jim Eddy is to be complimented on the coaching job he's done with him.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Eagles have 2 field goals so far in the red zone today. Cunningham, penalty flag down, and he throws the ball away. Haley put the rush on that time.
And that's just good coverage back there. Nowhere to throw that football. It's going to be another one of those.
Boy, the Eagles once again.
Yep, self-destructive. They work their way all the way down the field. They come down to 2nd 11, and then they catch a hold.
Holding, 73 offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
I mean, there's holds, and then there's holds. Lester Holmes. I mean, you know, he just put the big bear hug on him is what he did. And if you're going to hold, you got to hold inside. They won't call that. But once you clamp to the outside, there's a flag coming.
The teams hold because they're overmatched up front.
I think teams hold, yeah, that's part of it. And then sometimes schematically, you just can't get away with it. You don't want to give up a big sack.
6 penalties for good yardage against the Eagles. 2nd and 21. They get some of it back. Barnett out of bounds. And maybe all of it soon. Darren Woodson defending.
Boy, Smith on the corner. He went for a big interception. You'll see him watching right here. And he's going to go with the comeback. Now he makes the read. Now watch the break. See, he goes for the ball, and he misses it, and that allows Barnett to come up with a 4th and about 1 or so.
20-yard
Third,
gain.
rather. I'm sorry, 3rd one.
There it is. Just missing the ball was Kevin Smith. 20-yard gain. Randall Cunningham has completed his last 9 passes. 3rd and 1. Cunningham to throw. Touchdown, Maurice Johnson. Second touchdown catch of the year, and they're going for 2.
Which they have to.
Trailing 24-19. If they are successful, they would be trailing by a field goal.
I got news for you, people. That was all Randall Cunningham. He got some nice protection, and then he's been hot. 10 straight passes. The ball has been absolutely perfect.
This is their second 2-point conversion. The Eagles failed in their one earlier try. Cunningham throws it up for grabs, and it's tipped away by Larry Brown. So the 2-point conversion fails. It was intended for Maurice Johnson, and the score remains 24-19. So now the Eagles, as you see the touchdown here, need a touchdown to take the lead.
Hager presents new stuff in the NFL. Wide receiver Terrence Mathis has helped Atlanta's red gun offense shoot down opposing defenses.
Should a man be judged by what he wears? Are you really any less of a man because you don't wear the right shirt or pants? Should you have to wear a shirt or pants at all? Ask yourself, hasn't our society advanced to the point where a man can feel comfortable in a dress? Probably not. Always appropriate, 100% cotton shirts and pants guys can feel comfortable in. Hager, stuff you can wear.
In 4 years with the Jets, Terrence Mathis caught only 93 passes. In 1994, Mathis found a new home with the Atlanta Falcons. And through just 12 games, he's caught an amazing 90 passes for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns.
If your parents can't afford $30,000 for college, ask your uncle. The Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund. $30,000 for college. Call your recruiter to find out how to qualify. Looking for a smart way to earn up to $30,000 for college? Call 1-800-USA-ARMY and ask how to qualify for the Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund. $30,000 for college.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
Back here, and the crowd is revved up. Randall Cunningham in the second half has completed 10 of 12 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he started getting into that zone earlier than that, didn't he, Matt?
Yeah, I think, remember, right before the half, we said he started to hit that zone. And I think he was 4 of 8 since that time. So that makes him 14 out of 20. But remember, 3 of them were killing the clock.
Eddie Murray and not Jeff Wilkins kicking off this time for the Eagles. Kevin Williams on the return. Trying to get outside, and he's not going to get there. Well, let's see how the Eagles respond. That's Randall Cunningham working on him. Eric Zomalt made the stop on the kickoff.
You always had dreams, big dreams, 18-room castle of the sand dreams.
Hey, you were gonna pitch Game 7 of the big series, remember? You were gonna frug with the Go-Go Girls on Hullabaloo. Yeah. You were gonna learn bar chords and jam with Blue Oyster Cult. Dreams. Dreams are what drive us. But sometimes life is good. You get to drive your dream.
You can tell a lot about a man by his shaver. The man who uses a bra and flex control appreciates good looks, has the flexibility to adjust to any situation, and he's not afraid to get close. But the most revealing thing about a man who uses a bra is how easy it is to spot him.
I believe this is yours.
Braun, the world's most recognized shave.
What makes the Sharp View Cam so unique?
It's the stuff that dreams.
It's the camcorder with the big view screen.
It's the slow and steady.
The one that captures the times of your life.
It's the stuff that
and brings them back for everyone to share. Imagine, even a special moment you missed, played back instantly. With color and sound. The Sharp View Cam.
Now get up to a $200 rebate on Sharp View Cam. The only camcorders with a choice of big 3- and 4-inch view screens.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, where safety, reliability, performance, and value are never optional. By Apple Computer, makers of Macintosh personal computers for business, home, and education. And by Red Dog, bold yet smooth, unusually easy to drink. This is Red Dog territory.
From our Fox NFL doubleheader, what about Green Bay and Detroit in a big Central Division game?
Yeah, that's a monster. Barry Sanders, David Craig has been the difference up there. I think they've got themselves a focus. Remember when we saw them earlier in the season, they were really lacking in a focus philosophically where they were with their offense. I think Craig's maturity has given them that.
Two teams that are 6-6 going at it at the Silverdome.
You see Charles Haley there looking at all those shots. And that's one of those guys who's going to figure out blocking schemes and stuff, and then he'll get to the rest of the D-line.
First down from the 22. Rodney Peete is nailed from behind.
Coverage sack.
William Fuller, who had 8 sacks in the first 7 games and has been shut out in the last 5, picks up his first of the game.
Well, he's going to come this way. He's looking this way all the way. And a nice job right here. See the zone? Takes these 2 guys away, and then right here. Beautiful. And then there's nowhere to throw this football, and that allows him to come around from behind and make the sack.
Number 9 on the year for Fuller. Second and 12, Emmett Smith. And he loses some yards. Romanowski.
What a nice play by Bill Romanowski. Knowing that he's got to keep his outside arm free, comes up and takes on the force, and then Emmett Smith tries to make him commit with a little inside move and then bounces it back outside, but Romanowski makes up the difference.
Loss of 2 more. Grossman comes on for pass rushing. It'll be 3rd and long. Here comes the pressure, and down again. Fuller and Harmon, and a loss of 9.
What a nice stunt run inside with Andy Harmon. Watch him with Townsend. He'll take the inside, and he'll tie up 2 guys. And that will free Andy Harmon, and he flushes him right over to William Fuller.
2 sacks in this series.
So Harmon gets the pressure, but Greg Townsend creates the whole thing.
John Jett will kick from his end zone. Jeff Seidner near midfield. Fine kick by Jett. Seidner gets into Cowboy territory. 1 man to beat. And finally, Brock Marion gets it. The Eagle defense started it all, and now special teams.
And the same guy that left him hanging down on the 3-yard line makes up with a big one. A great block by Kenny Rose that frees him. Make the kicker freeze his feet. And then watch Dixon Edwards run this guy down from behind. What a great play by Dixon Edwards. See, once you get that kicker to freeze his feet, anybody, he's beat. And then Dixon Edwards just turned on the Jets and caught Seidner.
51-yard return is a career-long punt return for Seidner. And the Eagles, sparked by their defense on the last series, have a first down on the 12. Here is Herschel Walker inside the 10. And you remember the Cowboys had over 100 yards in the third quarter. Their minus yardage so far here in the fourth. And the Eagles, who have never led in this game, are knocking on the door with plenty of time remaining, just under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Remember what Charles Haley told us last night, Matt? He says when the defense is on the field too long, sometimes we tend to lose focus.
Yeah, lose our focus. And I think that's an indicator of a young team.
Second down and 7. Again, they go to Walker.
Oh, a nice move inside.
And a good play by Tolbert.
Tolbert's played himself a good football game all day long. Consistent pressure in the passing game. And then in the run game, he's always showed up.
The Eagles have lost 3 in a row, trying to snap the losing streak and improve their wild card playoff hopes. This is an important game for them. And the Dallas Cowboys coming in knowing that if they were to win today, they would wrap up the division title and move closer to a week off when the playoffs come around. 3rd and 6. Ball at the 8-yard line. Pressure on Cunningham. Oh! Intercepted. Darren Woodson.
That's 6, baby. Nobody's touching him.
He'll go all the way. And this crowd will be silenced. 94-yard interception returned by Darren Woodson to break the Eagle hearts.
Cunningham throws us outside, and that's just tremendous break on the ball by Darren Woodson. And then the one guy who had a shot is the quarterback, which means 6 points 94 yards later.
The 3rd longest in Dallas Cowboy history, 94 yards. And the first time this year the Cowboys have returned an interception for a score. And Butch Davis can sit back a bit now. Chris Boniol for the extra point with Novacek the holder. And instead of an Eagle lead, the Cowboys lead now 31-19. There's nothing Rich Kotite can do.
Do you have a problem working for me?
A woman from his past is in control of his future. Now his career, his family, and everything that matters is on the line.
They're setting me up.
Michael Douglas, Demi Moore, Disclosure, rated R. Starts Friday, December 9th.
If you got a beard, we've got your number. Introducing the adjustable Maverick beard and mustache trimmer with 6 different settings. Man, does this do a number on beards. Maverick from Norelco.
Hey, who's the big shot?
Richard Browse.
VP of Finance?
He's in from New York.
Excuse me. I need a PC to run this on. Is there one I can use?
Oh, yes, sir. You can use mine.
No. I said a PC. This is a Windows disk.
Yeah, you can run that on here.
I didn't think this was a serious business computer.
Does that help?
Have astronauts had extraterrestrial encounters in space? A top NASA scientist reveals the shocking story on an all-new Encounters tonight at 7, 6 Central.
Darren Woodson with a 94-yard interception for a touchdown. First defensive score all year for the Dallas Cowboys. Randall Cunningham had completed 10 straight. And the Eagles had a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line, poised to take their first lead of the game. But now the Cowboys lead 31-19. Bonio will kick off with 6:42 remaining. Herschel Walker on the return. He's played in a terrific game for the Eagles today. Derek Brownlow makes the stop.
I can get our entire winter catalog out to 2,000 bookstores just like that.
I'm editing Blood of the Pharaohs. This is from the University of Cairo.
Cool.
We're going to make some changes. Not in our ideals, but in the tools that we use.
The first total package of online video conferencing and messaging services for American business is now available for your business. Call now and experience the 21st century at a special introductory rate.
Life is a series of roadways, and if you want to get anywhere, you've got to get off that bench and play, move into that merging lane. So you check your mirror, but an 18-wheeler with 30 tons of persuasion is saying, "Oh no, sister, you're not coming in here." Should you go? Stay? You point your big toe to the floor. You go. 275 horses and a 32-valve V8 respond, "I am engine, hear me roar."
Is the passion gone from the Simpsons' marriage?
Is there something wrong?
No, I've only seen this movie twice, and I've seen you every night for the last 11 years.
Catch a brand new Simpsons tonight.
Again, the NFC playoff picture. The division leaders will make the playoffs, and then the next 3 teams as wild cards. If the Eagles were to lose and go 7-6, winner of Green Bay Detroit would go 7-6, and the Atlanta Falcons play the Niners. You see that the Eagles would really be in a scramble with Chicago right now, the leading wild card team, actually tied for first with the Vikings. First down on the 37-yard line. Give us to Walker. And Brock Marion on the stop after a pickup of 7.
You're going to see that Randall Cunningham had very little options here because this is tremendous coverage. And then watch right down here. Woodson is playing the ball face forward, and he's able to make that read and break before the receiver, and it's 6 points the other way.
Pass is good for the first down to Fred Barnett. And the Eagles in more of a hurry-up offense, and Cunningham is shaken up, as is Charles Haley in the backfield. It is not Cunningham, it is another Eagle, and it's Thompson, Broderick Thompson, the right tackle. Randall's all right, but Broderick is not. And we're going to take a timeout now as Haley also limps away from the play. 6:01 remaining in the 4th quarter.
It's Wendy's Fresh Look at the Rule Book with Terry Bradshaw.
Does crowd dress great or what? Anybody here know anything about chucking? No, seriously, folks, the term chucking refers to an aggressive, two-handed pushing action by a defender against the receiver within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. You know, it's kind of like what my mother-in-law does to me when she knows that I'm coming over for dinner.
Stay tuned for more of Wendy's Fresh Look at the Rule Book.
Dave, so nice to have you here.
Nice being here.
Appetizer, sir.
They brought them in from Madagascar.
Did they bring any more?
Look, tête de veau.
Oh, boy. I think I'm going to Wendy's.
When you're really hungry, try Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Combo. A quarter pound of fresh beef, bacon, cheese, lots of toppings, plus biggie fries and a 20-ounce drink.
Now, that's a delicious meal.
Just in time for dessert.
Every tête de veau. Who's got room for dessert?
right, old beef.
Try Wendy's Big Bacon Classic Combo.
Panasonic palm quarter tapes play in your VHS recorder. Not all camcorders can do that. If anyone tells you that's not important, they're giving you a snow job. Get the Panasonic palm quarter camcorder or take your chances.
Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Not a very interesting piece. Reminiscent of early Doddies.
If he's so smart, why is he using those other batteries?
Now, if...
You're right, Mom. The museum can be fun.
The Copper Top tops them all.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered.
Watch Broderick Thompson. He's pass blocking. Charles Haley will come from the corner and then watch his left knee right here. Takes a helmet right there on the knee. Fortunately, he got up and walked off himself.
Tom McHale has replaced him at right tackle, number 68. First down at midfield. Cunningham's pass and caught after being nearly intercepted by Fred Barnett making the play. What a nifty bit of running on the deflection. Robert Jones on the tackle, but Cowboys very nearly picked that one off. And it worked out for the Eagles in a gain of 17. And right now Woodson might have injured his hand.
Watch the concentration by Barnett. That ball is right on line. Boom, right off the chest. Should have been caught immediately, but isn't. Has the presence to stay with it. And then he does his crazy legs Hirsch imitation, running all over the field.
And Barnett has caught 6 passes for 95 yards and a touchdown. They're working on Woodson. And while they do, want to remind you, at the end of this game, Matt and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game. Woodson, of course, moments ago returning an interception, 94 yards for a touchdown, his 5th interception of the year and the first defensive score for the Cowboys this season.
Well, there are some who would say that Woodson may be the best safety in the league overall game, coming up and making a play, sitting back in the zones, coming up and making a tackle. And a lot feel that he has been a huge difference in the secondary of the Dallas Cowboys.
Woodson will leave the game and be replaced by Kenneth Gant. And Broderick Thompson has come back in the game at right tackle for the Eagles. And it's interesting, Matt, that even in a tough town like this, after that seemingly heartbreaking interception, no one has left the stadium. That stadium has very few empty seats. No one made their way to the exits.
Well, and at 5.5 minutes to go, you need 2 scores. If the Eagles can score here, get the ball back quick, they still have themselves a shot.
First down on the 33-yard line of the Cowboys. 5:27 remaining, 4th quarter. Cunningham out of the shotgun. Pass is caught again by Barnett. James Washington finished off the play started by Larry Brown. And a gain of 4.
And that's a poor spot if that's where the officials are spotting that ball. That should have been up another 2 yards.
Each team has all 3 of their timeouts here in the second half remaining. Second down and 6. Cunningham going to Victor Bailey. Good low throw and a fine catch. Trying to get away from Kevin Smith on the hurry-up. 9-yard gain, and they're ready to go again.
I mean, except for that interception, this is the best I've seen Cunningham throw the ball in a long time.
Since the Arizona game.
He has been throwing the ball well.
Out of the shotgun, Cunningham.
That's a flag.
Yes, it is. Barnett was interfered with by Brown, and that'll give the Eagles a first down.
The only argument you could have there was if it would be uncatchable, or did Barnett push off of him?
Defensive pass interference, number 24, spot foul, first down.
Well, he's locked up in man right there, and then the ball's in the air.
Yeah.
I think Fred Barnett was looking for the flag before the flag was ever thrown. He just turned and looked.
Looked like he made a written request. First and goal now at the 5 for the Eagles. Cunningham's toss, tipped, going for James Joseph. Incomplete as Randall took a lick.
And big Chad Hennings got in there and gave Cunningham a shot. Watch him work on Anton Davis, just dips right underneath. Anton tried to block him with his rear end, didn't do the job. And Hennings comes up and puts some heat on.
Second and goal at the 5-yard line, and this would be a 4-down situation for the Eagles, trailing by 12 points with 4.5 to go. Cunningham fires away, He was going for Calvin Williams, and again the Cowboys putting pressure on, knocking Randall Cunningham down. And Russell Maryland is slow getting up, and he's holding on to that right knee.
Remember, Russell Maryland had all those foot problems in all those years, and then the shoe company came out and custom made him some shoes with a steel plate in the bottom. That's alleviated a lot of the problems. But he's not holding his foot right now. He's holding that right knee.
So all of a sudden the Cowboys, and you talked in the pregame show about all of the injuries they report now after that fine to Troy Aikman because of the thumb injury. Legitimately, they're piling up some injuries late in the game. Want to remind you the second half of our Fox NFL doubleheader. 49ers against the Atlanta Falcons coming up next. And, you know, Atlanta's got to play better than they did the first time around when they were really scorched by the Niners.
Well, and they just self-destructed. Remember, they had the turnovers and then fumbled, interceptions, and then the game just got blown out in the first half. For them to have a shot, they've got to come out. They've got to control the pace of that game. They can't let San Francisco get into their game where they just keep on piling on the points.
Troy Aikman should be ready for the Cowboys' next game against the Cleveland Browns next Saturday. Maryland will come out. Darren Woodson, by the way, has come back in the ball game at free safety. Now Cunningham under pressure, 13 knockdowns today.
Yeah, I mean, he stood inside that pocket, and now in third and goal, and in fourth and goal if need be. At one point, you're going to have to allow Cunningham to use his feet and his mobility to buy you the time. So far in the first two downs, they've just stayed in the pocket.
Chad Hennings has replaced Maryland. Woodson, as we said, back in. It'll be third down and goal at the 5. Cunningham's pass tipped. Incomplete, going for Calvin Williams, and now the Eagles face a fourth down.
Washington got his hand on that thing, knocked it away, or that would have been 6. The Cowboys play great zone defense down here. I mean, it's really hard to throw on them. The field is all shrunk down. You're dealing with only 15 yards, and then they have the pressure up front with those down people. Then they just play that 4 across, and all of a sudden, it can be man-to-man, but you're still in your zone because you're going to get pressure off the corner, and your safeties are sitting right inside.
Fourth and goal. Walker in motion. Cunningham. Bad pass to Joseph behind him, and that might have slowed him up enough to allow Larry Brown to make the play, and the Dallas Cowboys will take over on down.
I think that's a bad decision. I think when you throw this ball, it's got to be in the end zone. You can't rely on a guy out in the flat to outrun that defense who runs that well. And that ball has got to be into the end zone. I'm surprised they just didn't spread the whole field, go with 4 wides and take their shot. Because they do, they go outside, and then they're trying to run these people off. And there's just too much of this, too much speed to get there. Maybe what they could have been trying to do is run a pick. But if you're running a pick, it has to happen quick.
Too much speed and not enough blockers out there anyway for a foot race, so the Cowboys take over on their 4-yard line with 4:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's Emmitt Smith, and the Eagles may have to use timeouts now to stop the clock, and they use their first. That was Romanowski on the play to stop Emmitt. And a timeout. First timeout of the second half for the Eagles.
22 minutes, 16 seconds past the hour.
Nice guy, James.
His name's William. A familiar face. A morning smile. An extra step.
Bridger's down, but he got here anyway, didn't he? It's nice.
At this moment, the people of FedEx are using their know-how, determination, and heart to treat your package as if it were the most important package of all. Because to them, that's exactly what it is.
James, such a nice boy.
He is a nice boy, but his name's William.
Charles Haley and other members of the defensive line for the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles have used up 1 timeout now. They have the Cowboys backed up, but man, how many opportunities have the Eagles have had in the red zone close to the Dallas goal line only to fall up empty?
I mean, I think 5 that I can count, and I think that's a credit to the secondary and linebacker play of the Dallas Cowboys because they've played great pass defense down there.
This quarter, the Cowboys with minus 13 yards have outscored the Eagles 10-6. Second down. Emmitt Smith gets down, and another timeout called by Philadelphia. That'll leave them with one timeout remaining. 4:08 on the clock. So what the Eagles are hoping for now is to stop the Cowboys without getting a first down, get good field position, maybe score, and then get another chance on an onside kick. Heather Locklear and Dennis Miller host the 1994 Billboard Music Awards this Wednesday. Join the hottest names in rock, pop, country, and R&B for the biggest music event on television. The 1994 Music Awards this Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Cowboys have certainly dug down deep when they've had to. They did in the second half against the Packers on Thanksgiving Day after they were trailing. And again today against the challenge by the Eagles. Game is not over yet. Face a 3rd down and 6. Here is Emmitt Smith. And Smith is going to be tackled by Thomas and Greg Jackson. And a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Eagles' upcoming schedule, they've got a tough one next week, Matt, in Pittsburgh, and then they finish with the Giants and the Bengals.
And those are all games that they can lose, and they're all games they can win. I mean, that's just one of the kind of, I mean, that kind of sounds trite, but that's the kind of team this Eagle team has been. I mean, they'll be in every one of those games. They can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, certainly New York and Cincinnati. But if they have any down and they don't have the collective effort, they're going to get beat.
John Jett will kick from the end zone, and Jeff Seidner near midfield. Good kick and a fair catch called for by Seidner. Russell Maryland won't be back the rest of the game. He has a sprained knee. On the other hand, the Dallas Cowboys, they have a lot to shoot for themselves. Of course, the best overall record in home field throughout the playoffs, something they don't have right now. A bye week by winning the division. They've got the Browns at home next Saturday, and then the Saints and Giants on the road.
And those are all 3 winnable games from the Cleveland Browns, of course, playing good football. But I think when the Dallas Cowboys play their best football, nobody beats them. I just think they're the best team out there.
One thing no team has ever done is sweep the NFC East, and the Cowboys have a chance if they win today and beat the Giants. First down on the 40. Cunningham in trouble, and he's sacked for a loss.
Charles Haley blew around the corner of the rookie Williams, forced him to step up, and then finished it off. His 2nd sack of the day. I think 1 early in the first quarter, and then again now.
Tolbert has 2 of his own.
Yes, he does.
2nd and 15. Just under 3 minutes remaining. That was a pass that took a while to get to Bailey, and it was knocked down by Kevin Smith. He had a lot of time to get there. In the red zone, Cowboys have 3 touchdowns and a field goal in 4 times. That's perfect. The Eagles, however, in 5 opportunities, have managed only 1 touchdown and 2 field goals, and therein lies the difference.
Yeah, and I think the 2 that killed them are the Woodson interception, obviously, that goes the other way, and then right before the half when they had to settle for the field goal.
3rd down and 15. Cunningham is sacked. 3rd sack for Charles Haley today. And as he played big.
The man always plays well. That's 94 Charles Haley, and he's just all game long. He's been playing like this. He's has all kinds of pressure. Played the smart game. He'll work inside. He works outside. And he's got 3 sacks again today.
Only 3 tackles. He's got 3 sacks. And for Charles Haley, 10.5 on the season. And it's 4th down, and Brian Barker will kick. And now the crowd quickly making their way to the Vet Stadium entrance. Kevin Williams on the kick return. Gets to the 45-yard line with 2:17 remaining.
See, he was knocked down 14 times, 5 sacks, really by 2 guys, Haley and Tolbert, and then hurried a couple of times. But, you know, I think he kept his patience. I think he stayed in the pocket, which is what he wanted to do, and also what the Dallas Cowboys wanted him to do. And then what the biggest problem was that interception, and then really the only thing he could have done in that was either run it or just throw it away.
So the Cowboys begin from the 45-yard line. And they give the ball to Emmitt Smith, and tackled by William Thomas. And we're getting down to the 2-minute warning, but the clock stops at 2:10. And the Eagles have used their last time out of the game. And Barry Switzer's Cowboys are 2 minutes and 10 seconds away from their 6th straight win over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Really, the Philadelphia Eagle defense played pretty well today. They stopped them when they had to. They came up with the plays when they had to. The thing that hurt them really was in the red zone, where 4 times they had to stop them and 3 touchdowns were given up.
Eagles had a big opportunity after the touchdown pass to Maurice Johnson. The defense did a tremendous job in knocking Pete back with a couple of sacks, and then a 51-yard punt return by Seidner. But then the critical interception really did it, because at that point it looked like the Eagles were taking over the ball game.
Right, and that was their opportunity, and it just didn't materialize. Again, you got to credit the Dallas defense, because they really forced it. They just played great secondary play back there, great coverage.
You don't go 11-2 by accident, and that's what they'll be. They hold on. 2nd down and 9. Here's Emmitt Smith. Smith gets into Eagle territory. A 5-yard gain. Andy Harmon, and we're down to our 2-minute warning here at Veterans Stadium. Matt and I will return in a moment.
How you doing? Name's Red Dog. Red Dog. Now, I see a lot of you dogs out there yipping and yapping, chasing after anything that moves. Well, you know, sometimes you ought to lay low. And even when someone's trying to yank your chain, just let it ride. Red Dog. Be your own dog. So that when something good does come your way.
Red Dog beer. Bold yet smooth. Easy to drink.
You can make the most of it.
Don't know why 501 denim feels so much better. Don't know why everybody who wears Levi's 501 jeans seems to stand an inch or 2 taller. It's kind of a 501 mystery that never unravels.
So, what do you guys do for a living?
Well, we're musicians.
These graphics are outstanding.
Ooh! I'm frantic to see the expressions on these guys' faces.
I like that.
What is this?
It's called OS2 Warp. OS2 Warp is real good at playing games.
As far as compatibility, does it accept any Windows or DOS-based applications?
Yeah.
I could really die pretty quickly with this.
It's very fast.
This is Liquid.
OS2 Warp, a totally cool way to run your computer.
Here are the games coming up in the second half of our Fox doubleheader. The big one, the Falcons and 49ers at Candlestick. Giants against the Cleveland Browns, who are red hot. Green Bay, Detroit, both 6-6. New Orleans against the LA Rams in an NFC West battle. And Buddy Ryan going back to Houston. Well, Kevin Gilbride isn't there anymore. Jeff Fisher is. Troy Aikman will be back next week. 3rd down and 4 at the 49-yard line. Here is Emmitt Smith. And he won't get enough yardage. He's over 90, though, for the game. Vaughn Johnson on the tackle, so it's 4th down. The Eagles can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts.
I will say this, though, this is the best the Eagles have played in the last month. I think their offensive line played pretty well today. I think Cunningham had himself a pretty good football game. They couldn't beat the flag, and they couldn't beat Michael Irvin.
And the Miller Lite player of the game is Michael Irvin with 4 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown, and has gone over the 1,000-yard mark for the 4th straight year.
Yeah, and when they needed the big play, they knew Michael would give it to him, so they just threw the ball up high and let him go get it.
John Jett back to kick, but first a whistle and a delay of the game penalty.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, the Cowboys will wrap up the division title.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
By virtue of the victory, and yesterday in talking to the Dallas players, they said want to win the division. Very important to get that week off. It's a long season in the playoffs, and what they're hoping is some help so that they can get home field advantage. Right now that belongs to the 49ers.
And I don't think they're that concerned with the home field advantage. In speaking with them, they felt that the 49ers need the home field advantage more than they do. They feel like they can walk into Candlestick Park and beat this team.
Ball will dribble into the end zone for a touchback. Well, today's game was produced by Richie Zients and directed by Artie Kempner. Marcy Kempner was our associate producer today. The studio was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill, as our fine Fox technical and production crew with another fine job to bring you the great audio and the pictures today. 1:03 remaining. Eagles ball on the 20-yard line. They're out of timeouts. Pass is completed to Calvin Williams with Bill Bates covering on the play. They got 6 on that one. Jerry Jones, who was here, there was some question because his father, J.W. Pat Jones, is in a Springfield, Missouri hospital after suffering a heart attack. And there was some question as to whether Jerry Jones would see his team play or miss it for the first time. And on the deflection, the pass is caught by Calvin Williams, and he gets to midfield. And all of us here at Fox Sports wish Jerry Jones and his family well. 24-yard gain with Woodson on the stop. Rodney Peete with the win today in his first start. Jason Garrett on Thanksgiving Day, and Troy Aikman will come back next Saturday.
And Pete did what he had to do. Just had to be patient.
Cunningham to Walker. Good blocking by Barnett, and Walker gets inside the 5 as time runs out. And that'll do it for Matt Millen. I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from Veterans Stadium with the final score. The Dallas Cowboys, again NFC East champions, 31. The Philadelphia Eagles, who have lost for the 4th straight time, 19. You are watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.
The great masters defined civilization in Europe. Now we're defining it on the way there. United Airlines' renowned international service to 15 cities all across Europe. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly our friendly skies.
You've been watching Fox Sports, seen by most as being very, very cool.
Chi-Chi's.
Most things in this world aren't big enough to handle 7 feet 2 inches, 310 pounds.
And I ordered the big breakfast.
How does that feel?
Oh, watch your head, Mr. O'Neill.
There is one notable exception. The Big Slam from Pepsi. 1 ice-cold liter of Pepsi big enough to handle the biggest thirst.
Ain't life grand?
Hey, Indianapolis and all of Central Indiana. Get ready for the most outrageous sale you've ever seen. It's a $10 million clearance sale. Tom Wood Ford is going to sell every car, truck, and van at the absolute lowest price of the year. With a tremendous selection of pickups, over 60 in stock. One of them's got your name on it. Plus, Tom Wood has over 100 custom luxury vans, and every one must be sold. Save up to $7,500. Save serious money. Get to Tom Wood Ford now.
Two friends from the street are forced to face each other in the ring.
This is my ticket. I ain't gonna fight you.
Gladiator will broadcast premiere Tuesday on Fox.
December, there's a sense of urgency throughout the NFL for those seasoned veteran fans and rookie fans alike.